All right, we back. We back. That was a long one right there. That's what she said, though. Refresh this. Get, get people in the box and stuff real quick. I gotta give me something to snack on. I've been up. All right.
Me God. Yeah. Okay. So I got the method. I got what you're doing.
Oh yeah. And just in case somebody get banana, I'm gonna lose the whole video if they get banana.
Right. I heard about that. See, when I used to go live, I used to go on the undisclosed, so I used to go live, but I never actually kept any of my data.
Your recordings and stuff.
Recordings, I didn't keep none of them.
Yeah, I got a YouTube and stuff. That's why I throw everything on YouTube and make clips out of it, so I can just. That's my way of how I what's that junk called? Promote my lives and stuff.
Right.
So I just do clips from my live and put it on there. Anybody want to follow me from there, they might want to check out my live and stuff. So that's how I do it.
Okay. Okay. I'll follow you. I'll follow you on what's your YouTube?
YouTube, oh, it's the same thing. Laugh or learn, kid. Cause I'm assume transfer over there once I get me a nice solid following, so I can. Cause I really want to do YouTube, so I can talk a little bit better and so they be holding everything back.
Gotcha. Do you got like your setup? Do you got like a the camera and everything like that? All that shit. The camera, the interface, microphones.
Yeah, yep.
So you already
I got all that. It's just I gotta remember what website I can be able to. Oh no, it ain't no website. I'm thinking about when I was streaming and stuff. But I still got some of that stuff when I was streaming on Facebook. So I'll be
got.
well. I just figure. I gotta figure it all out again though, so I can get that background moving all sweet and all that stuff.
Yeah, man. You can use it's a free program called OBS. I don't
Okay,
know.
that's yeah.
Yeah, you heard of it?
Yeah, I think that's the one I was using actually. That's how I was actually streaming
YouTube and
on
stuff.
my Facebook. Yeah, I still have my streaming page on Facebook. Uh,
Yeah, OBS is a monster and it's free. But there's some better ones. I'm assuming that Kevin probably used some better ones than OBS because it's a free platform. But with
mhm.
with OBS, you can actually link it up with I can't remember the name of this thing, but you could go live on like multiple platforms at one time. So you could do TikTok, uh,
Twitch
Facebook.
and oh yeah, I
Yep,
think I
yep,
remember.
all that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Same time.
hmm
Get your, get your
I
followings up.
never answered the second part. I thought about it. Ain't nobody answered that third part. I forgot to ask that. In a way, they did though. But I was mentioning about the men and women. They got badged together, but mainly women took offense to it. So what that say about our community?
There you go. They just, in all honesty, they're just not familiar, or that they're not what's the word? They're
They
not
not.
used to it. They're not used to
Yeah,
getting.
not used to it. Yeah, I figured that too. I
We,
think that's
we
the answer.
and the thing is, we kind of pacify them. You know what I'm saying? Like I watch my parents, treat my sister differently from myself. You know what I'm saying? And then also us. Our parents tell us, hey, be a certain way with the women. So we kind of used to tiptoe and walk on eggshells. So
Right.
it didn't allow them to understand or how to take criticism properly. It didn't teach them how to digest it because once they hear criticism, it's like a whole totally different language. It's like foreign to them, and it hurts them because they've never actually. A lot of them, make this clear. A lot of them haven't had to deal with that. Hearing actual constructive criticism, so they look at it as bashing when it's really not. I'm gonna meet up until a lot other people come in.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know why they don't because we was doing it. That's why I don't get it. We were. Why you think we come so? Why you think guys my age come so hard and be murking them? Because we fought again. We fought. That's why I tell them ain't nothing new. We fought this fight already and won. Yeah, how you think we got the natural beauty? Because we fought this fight and we won. But what happened was when that welfare check came in, she said to hell with her man and her parents and went for dolo and been solo ever since.
So
Hey,
I mean,
sis.
I'm in your age range. I'm like 40. I'm 45. But what I
Okay,
was saying though,
I'm
check
50.
you fit. Okay, okay. Hear
So
me out.
when
Hear
I
me
was
out.
5, yeah, when I was
Hear me.
5, you wasn't even here yet.
No, no, no.
When you was
That's
5, I was 10.
right.
When
That's
you
not
was 15, when I was 15, you was 10. No, I'm just fucking with you. Go ahead,
right.
man.
You funny. You funny. Hey, that's my guy though. That's my guy.
I didn't
Uh,
even know you was that much older than me. I thought you was near my age. That's crazy.
no. I'm 45, bro.
I'm about to be
But no.
33 next week.
I was going to say to him though, my point that I'm actually trying to make though. Okay, if you know this, there's this dude on here named Mr. Washington. There's another dude on here named Neville, however you pronounce it. These type of dudes, they're up there. They're past us, 6'4". They're way past us in age. But the thing is, they coddle women so much that they're not used to. That's what I'm saying. Like some of the guys in our era, we have,
Talking about that Brandon dude. That's the
Yeah.
king.
Brennan, like I will go ahead and tell a woman the truth. I'm not going to sit here and coddle and pacify her. You know what I'm saying? I want her to understand because how are you going to fix yourself if you don't know? If you're not hearing the truth, you can't fix yourself. So in order for you to fix yourself, you got to hear the truth.
Got to. You
So
have to. It's a
yeah,
must.
so Six, I'm on the same level with you, but I'm saying like back in the past, there's a lot of older dudes that just pacify them and just let them run around. So then when they hear guys,
Yes.
when they hear guys like me and you
Mm-hmm.
say and laugh, then that's when they get crazy and think that we're bashing because they didn't, daddy didn't say nothing like this to me, and these little simp guys didn't say this kind of shit to me. So, but y'all saying it, so y'all bashing me. No, we're not. We're actually trying to help y'all.
Hmm. They don't
Well,
get
here's
it.
the thing. I've been on the panel with those dudes, the same guys you talking about, right? And you right. And I told them, I said, we was them dudes who sought to break that cycle you guys created, because they ostracized us for doing that when we were outspoken about the way those guys were. Like my daughter, like, okay, for instance, when we was growing up, it was this one girl on our block who had 5 brothers. So you know how she thought. She had 5 brothers. So one of her brothers, one of her brothers, I think he was the oldest at that time, was like, man, I don't care what my sister do. Don't do nothing to her. Just come get me and let me handle it. My brother told him, nigga, you stupid. You don't care what she do? Come get you. Let that sink in for a minute. See, that's why your sister is out of control. That's why she out of control. Because you gave her the impression that no matter what she do, no one will do nothing to her. She'll be okay because the only person she got to deal with when it's all said and done is you, who don't know how to deal with her at all. So our reply was, you and your sister gonna fuck around and get buried. You know that, right? We 80s babies from Detroit. We let you have it. Well, you know that's gonna get you and your sister on the back of a milk carton. Just letting you know, homeboy, you keep that ideology up, you and your little sister gonna end up, as a matter of fact, your whole family gonna end up on the back of a milk carton with that kind of attitude. Y'all better put her in check. Because see, you had them simp ass fathers who was working at the plant. And the only thing they were doing was giving the mama all their money, and as long as she ain't bothering him, he ain't care. He ain't care to do shit if she was a terror to everybody else. That's why we never felt sorry for them men when them young boys did what they had to do to them. And when their sons tried to talk shit, we put them in check. Your daddy was this way, dog, so don't even try it. Your daddy was this way, so don't even try, homie. Try to get no guilt. No. Don't try to guilt trip nobody. If you raise your daughter or your sister like that, then both of y'all gonna get what y'all deserve. Do you know how many men is in the grave today because of that same ideology? And I told them that. And I said, these young boys, they ain't buying that. They not buying that let her talk because she's a woman. They not buying it like we did, like y'all taught us to. They saying, nope, she got to shut up too. That's what they saying. They saying she got to shut up too. Well, we used to listen because, listen, keep in mind, when we was growing up, they had grown-ups reiterating that. So if a girl hit you as a boy and you try to hit her back, another grown-up will come over there and stop you from doing it right in front of her.
If I shed some light on
Until they met 6'4".
you mind if I shed some light on the
Until
word
they
simp?
met 6'4" at school.
He be
Somebody in the
talking to
comment
Took
section.
care of until they met 6'4" at school. Until they met 6'4" at school. And they found out his family was just as big as theirs. Uh-huh. Yeah. We let our ass whoopings was not gender based. Our ass whoopings was not gender based. Lay hands on us, I don't care who you were catching it. You was catching hands back, male or female. It ain't gender based. Respect me and I respect you. We always taught to keep our hands to ourselves. And I expect women to do the same thing. That's what I taught my daughter. Don't you ever raise your hand to a man. Because one hit could leave you unconscious. One, not multiple. One could leave you unconscious.
Yeah, hey, I want to say this though, just to get clarification about what a simp is, because somebody in the comment section just ain't understanding. I'll explain it to you real quick. And if you want to take the word simp out of the equation, you can. Just look at it like this: it's a person that doesn't value himself. It's a man that doesn't value himself. It's a guy that will enable bad behaviors. That's one part of a simp. Another part of a simp is somebody who will get cheated on. He can walk inside of the house while his old lady is getting screwed and dude by like 5 dudes, or I say 5 guys, but not the restaurant. That's a simp, and he will still take her back. He'll be like, oh, it's okay, baby. I understand. I'm so sorry. No, the fuck you ain't. You need to get up out of that. But again, he has no backbone. He doesn't value himself. That's a simp. Understand that, fellas. It's simple.
facts.
Remember that song back in the day? Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me. That's a simp. Come on, just
Oh,
come
what
back.
about
Blame it
this?
all
What
on
about
me.
this?
I'll take it.
They just tell them what they want to hear. I know y'all heard that song, but
Exactly.
tell them what they want to hear.
Yup.
You talking about? Hey,
Those are
what about
simp
Blackstreet?
records.
What about
Those
Blackstreet?
are simp songs.
I wish I had auto. Do I got auto tune on here? Tell okay.
Hey, what
Tell
about R.
them what
Kelly?
they want to hear.
There you go.
I didn't know I had this.
Hey, but for
Let
real,
me
some of these,
buy you a drink.
How you do that?
some of these girls is crazy. They'll
You
just
got auto tunes on that motherfucker? This joke is funny.
That's hard.
I think I'm
No,
done.
women can't be simps. Can men have something but to themselves? Let the men be simps.
Yeah,
If
I'm
they
gonna check out
simps,
the
women
page real
can't be
quick.
simps.
Man can only be simps. Yeah.
Yeah, man, only can be that. Is my auto tune still on? Hold up. Let me
Whatever
buy.
that
Dang,
word
it is still on. Dang, I gotta see how to turn this off.
Yeah, that John was hard. I didn't know you could do that. Is that like a
I
something in
got
a
it.
program or?
Yeah, I got a soundboard. It's just something I
Ah,
got from Let me see if I can show you. Dang, this thing don't want to get off the ground.
yeah, that John went hard.
This thing.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. Got it from Amazon.
Okay, I fucks with it. I'm gonna have to
It
try to
don't
get
cost
into
that
it.
much. I think it's about like maybe $50 at the most.
That's easy. It's cheap. So,
$50 at the most.
that's
Man,
easy.
that's the cost of a first date. Hell yeah.
Nah,
Oh, let me see.
shit,
Is
five
it
for
still
five
auto
for my
tuning?
first date.
Let me buy you a. It is. Dang, every time I sing, I see it come back every time.
But I'm gonna tell y'all something though. I don't think they hate us. I don't think the sister hate us. I think they like us because I'm gonna tell you this now. If we ever said what they liked, they'll give us coins.
There it go.
Okay, if we ever said what they like, they'll gift us. See, they do
Oh
like
yeah,
us.
exactly.
We just ain't. We just not saying what they like. That's all. We
Right,
can switch it
exactly.
around in 2 minutes, and they'll gift us. But here's the thing. I'm too real for that. I don't need your little
Facts.
gifts. I take pride in telling your ass the truth and watching you get mad about it. That's my gift. That's my gift. Ain't nothing no amount of money in the world is worth more than that. Hearing the vitriol in their voice when they hear they were wrong.
Tell you gotta drop and come back. Your joint echoing like
Yeah,
a crazy.
so you probably
Just
gotta
drop and come back.
drop, come back, or you can do Wi-Fi.
Hey, I'm gonna
Go
come
to your
right
Wi-Fi.
back because I something weird's going on. I'll be back.
Yeah, yeah, I got you.
But no. Hey, look, seriously, just like your boy, Public Defender, I could be like to have all the women in here. I could be like, I can't stand Kevin Samuel, and I don't like his message. And women, your body count doesn't matter, and
Boy,
you can sleep with as many guys as you want. Man, I guarantee you, my coins will go up, even though I don't.
boy, yeah, that's all you gotta do.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like,
That was
look,
proving
lady.
somebody point earlier. Remember that? They was like,
Yeah.
it's all you gotta do to get your numbers up or something like that nowadays is to like cater to the women. And then they was like, no, it ain't, no, it ain't. And then when you look at the guy that was sitting there all taking hurt they side, this dude got 4 point something K coins. Like, no, we just proved it. You lying and y'all that's just crazy. That was the funniest stuff I seen right there.
But see, that's the thing with panders like Derrick Jaxn and the rest of the pandering men and pandering women is that that's how they endanger the community because it validates their bad behavior.
Yeah. And that's more dangerous too. That's the whole point. That's why I put that last question down.
because it's like we're trying to correct the situation, but they come back in here just like your boy Javon. He came in here and he was like trying to spin everything y'all said because he was like, what do you say? He false equivalents to makeup to a guy's getting a shape up, with the hair. It's
Yeah.
like that's natural. The guy is that his hair's grown on his head naturally. It's
One of
not
them is
like they're
grown,
going
man.
out to, yeah, it's not like he's going out to buy the hair. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're going out to buy makeup in order to fix yourself up, but who are you really up underneath that exterior?
Yeah, and I think the whole
You,
point of
you
me
know,
saying that, which I was explaining to him, I was just saying it's just a confidence thing. I can care less about like ain't nobody that's serious about makeup with women and stuff. That's it's not that serious. It's just all about a confidence. I don't be like hearing women saying that um I look disgusting without this on or I'm not myself or I look like a mess. I be hearing people saying like that, even some people in my family. So I'm like, y'all, why is y'all talking to yourselves like that? You are not your makeup. So it's
but
about
did you what I said earlier?
what do you say?
I said, look, I said earlier, and I say it all the time, and I say it to women. I put it on my social media, on Facebook and Instagram. I said I'm old, bald, and fat and unattractive the most, but I smell good and I can cook. I said some of you women with makeup off look just like me. Humble yourself, twin. And I'm not arguing with women who got razor bumps on their chin. So that's where we at. So
I
I don't.
look at it as the pure waste of money it is. That's what I look at it as, a pure waste of fucking money. 10 billion annually, really? And when I look at you, you better not, and you got all that shit on, you better not be hungry. You better not talk about you need a ride. You better not talk about you ain't got shit.
She
No,
gonna tell you get them
no.
nails did.
Yeah, you got money. You don't need mine. Because if you can afford to do all that, you good, honey. You good.
You said, hold
It's
up.
a
So you
total,
said, I
it's
never
a
seen
total.
men in my life sit and talk about women. Who forced you to be in this
Oh, you
lab? I don't
haven't?
get it.
Oh, you haven't? Oh,
People,
you
Why
haven't?
why
Well,
shouldn't we
people
welcome.
be
talk about
Well,
funny.
women if that's what we
welcome. Hey,
love?
look. Hey, look, Kev. Well, welcome. You seen it today, motherfucker.
Right. If that's
And
what
ain't
we
no
love,
man.
guess
Ain't
what?
nobody saying this. What the freak?
if we
But
love
I'm
guess
women,
literally
what?
why
telling
not
women
talk
to
But guess
about
boost
them?
what?
their confidence
But
up, and
check
you saying
check this
them.
out. Check this
No, I'm
out.
Ain't
not.
nobody
No,
You
forced
I'm
you in
not.
this
re,
Hold on,
live.
hold on. I'm not cheap. I'm
you
not
rebooted your
stupid.
life.
See, it's a difference in
You
cheap
re,
and stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm not cheap.
you
I'm
re,
not stupid. That's all. We're not
you
dumb.
reboot you rebooted your life, and that person came back. So what that say about them?
Hey, but my question is,
Yeah, we
if
ain't.
we love women, why not talk about them? Why not
Right.
discuss what? Yeah, it's weird to say. Oh, what am I supposed to talk about, man? That right there will be questionable. We're talking about women.
That'll be weird.
That's very weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a total waste of money.
A weird ass.
Just
That's
basically
sad
because
that we
you have all that shit on and yet your kids ain't got no food in the refrigerator. That's it shows me you a very irresponsible motherfucker.
And look,
So
look,
next time you hungry, eat your hair.
and
Or
women,
turn your phone over and eat that apple on the back of it.
and to
Since
the
that's what
woman,
you love so much.
right, and to the woman that's making that comment, listen, we're not saying anything bad about women. We're not speaking negatively about them. We're only saying this. We're saying, hey, you don't need to have all that makeup caked up on your face. You don't have to spend all that money. I understand like little blemishes or whatever you want to cover up, understand. But it ain't got to be caked up on there. That's all we're saying. We're saying that you don't have to go out and spend excessive amounts of money, in order to try to, doll yourself up. It's not necessary. That's what we're saying. We're saying, hey, women, you can save your money. We're gonna accept you for your natural beauty. You just got to believe us.
It's
You just got to believe.
it's sad that we
I
gotta
tell women all
argue
the
that.
time.
That's crazy. That makes no sense to
I
me.
tell
Like,
women.
that's weird.
I tell I tell women all the time. If y'all really knew what we like, y'all do a lot less.
I
Y'all
can,
spend a whole lot less money. And then the fact of the matter is that I don't care what any woman says. Y'all say y'all do it for yourselves. Y'all do it for your self-esteem because you think the
mm,
makeup and the BBLs and all this other shit gets you attention. You want the attention, and so that to me
on the
proves
wrong
that
guys.
right. That to me proves that you have self-esteem issue. Every man up here walks out in his natural self, be them old, bald, fat, unattractive, whatever. We live in our truth. We're not trying to deceive you with makeup and filters. And also, we're not pointing out anybody individually. We are saying what we don't like. Period. We can't talk about what we don't like.
And this is the problem though. In the comment section, they said, "Men, hold on, let's see. Men don't want plain Janes. How are you gonna tell us what we want? It's so weird.
What is a
It's so
plain
weird.
Jane? What is that?
I don't know. I guess it's somebody without a
That's a bad
BBL.
thing.
It's somebody without a
Bro,
BBL, and I'd rather have somebody without a BBL and without all those aesthetics.
well,
I'd
here's the.
rather
Let me
have
tell
that.
you about the BBLs, ladies. Let me tell you
I'd
why
rather
I don't
have
like
all of that.
why I wouldn't like that concept. Cause one, who the fuck gonna take care of the maintenance on that shit? Your shit get to leaking, bitch. I hope you got a job. I hope you got a hell of a motherfucking healthcare plan because you gonna need maintenance on that motherfucking BBL. And I ain't paying a motherfucking dime for your stupid ass version of vanity.
Oh
So
my
go to
god.
get your BBL, but have your own healthcare plan with that shit. But a lot of you don't work jobs, so you don't have healthcare. You have Medicaid, which really is subpar at best. So you can have all that shit, but just fund that shit yourself, though. Fund that shit yourself.
But see, here it is. I mean, I can't understand how you're gonna get under the table, to get that surgery, and then you're gonna be down for 2 months. You can't sit on that ass for 2 months. Have you ever
Literally.
talked to somebody who got a BBL in
Some of them
that
don't even make
first
it out the
that first
surgery.
two, absolutely, like I said, that's the minimum. And so, I mean, but for what? For likes on social media? Don't y'all know that likes that when we like your pictures, all that means we want to fuck you. That don't mean we like you.
So I got a question
That
then.
part.
So since people don't look past certain things, right? So all these women are saying all this stuff about, I don't know if you're supporting the BBLs and all this stuff, or a man should like you because your makeup, you and all the stuff you got on. So is this the message you're gonna give to your children? That's how I always look at things, man. So would y'all get the same thing that your daughter should be wearing BBLs and make sure men love them for whatever their image and all that stuff rather than their natural? Do y'all care about the young boys? That too. Yeah, that too. But right now, we can only can talk about one thing at a time. It seemed like, I mean, if it
You,
was a
you, you
dude
know,
crying about something, I'm gonna get on him too. But we can only talk about one
but
thing at a
see,
time.
There
but
ain't no
see,
dude going to the
here
doctor
it is.
saying, go ahead.
I want a
Here it
fatty.
is. Yeah, correct. Here it is. You said that we care about the young boys. We try to tell y'all the kind of men to avoid, but y'all don't listen to that.
Right.
We try to tell you what to stay away from, but y'all don't listen to that. Somebody got mad at me the other day because here it is. Well, if men are asking me to have a baby and then they run off, what am I supposed to do? Well, if a man is asking you to have a baby without a commitment, you should be running in the first place. Why are you even considering that?
Hey, Black Chicago, do you mind if I shed light on this right quick? there's guys like me that go out there in the community and talk to the youth, to the boys, and I actually talk to the older dudes, saying that, hey, you need to do X, Y, and Z. You know, you need to strap up. You need to do, you know, if you're gonna have a kid with somebody, you need to, you know, make sure that you're gonna be responsible. But here's the thing, though. Hey, women, I talk to these guys, but the thing is, y'all still keep taking them. So what point, or what's my purpose for me sitting here trying to coach these dudes to do right, even though it goes in one ear out the other half the time. And then I also try to talk to women and tell women, hey, women, watch out for
She
these
said,
dudes.
please
'Cause,
focus on that.
yeah,
How
if
she gonna
these
tell who to focus on what?
if these women don't listen, because I try to tell them, hey, these dudes are bad out here. You know, they're no good. You know, that they're gonna run off as soon as they get you pregnant. But that's my advice, and I already talked to these guys. But y'all still run to them, even after I told y'all. You know, so what y'all saying to us is kind of productive. You're saying, oh, you need to talk to the guys, but guess what? Even if we talk to them, and even if your father tell you don't mess with him, you still go to him.
Why should we talk to them when they told you who they were from the gate? See, I'm smart. Yeah. See,
Hey,
I know who
thug,
the.
stop thugging.
Yeah, I look.
Player,
I
stop
tell them.
playing.
See. If the girls tell you who they are when you meet them. See, I'm a numbers man. So when she talked to me, this is what she is saying, but this is what I'm hearing. Well, this is a picture of my daughter who is, I ain't with her daddy. He ain't shit, but this is her and us. And what she really saying is, I'm in that 80% of dumbasses who got kids out of wedlock. Okay, that's what I heard. See, right then and there, when she told me she got one and she ain't with the daddy, she already told me what percentage she fall in. So guess
I,
what?
I know
Dismiss
what
this.
women. I know.
Dismiss
Well,
this.
hold on. Here's the real truth. I know what women have so much problem with being with we saying that don't be a single mother, because how many of us men in here look at a single mother as being a viable interest? We see them for recreational use only, and they don't like
Yeah.
that. They don't
Well,
like that. They don't like that truth, because we know that
true.
if you have one baby, two babies, three babies, that's some easy pussy.
Yup. 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 Can't deny that one. Well, I told him that. I told him that. I said, you will jump off until until a dude figures that, hey, you know what, fuck it. You would jump off into a nigga be like, fuck it. Real
But
shit.
hold on. T, you say my truth is terrifying. Is it terrifying because it's the truth, or is it terrifying because I'm saying it?
Chicago Jet,
I
whether you
wonder
see
if
it or
she's
not,
a.
it's still there.
Wonder if
Whether you
she.
say it or not, it's still there. You ain't gotta say it. The nuance is still in existence. You ain't gotta say it. They're living it. They live it out. It ain't gotta
So
be
I want to
said.
go back to this comment real quick. I think Midnight said, "Wonder if she's a widow." Um, I don't never get it.
That's
I never
different.
get why we do the deflecting thing, because it was like about at least four people that did that though. So it's obvious we're not talking about girls that's widow. We talking about stuff that's a common, a common thing, or the average, right? It's just, why would we suggest or promote single parenthood? Why would we do that if we trying to get our kids to try to learn from our mistakes? So that don't make sense.
You
Becoming
know,
a single
a
parent
widow,
and intentionally
a
being a
widow,
single parent is different. A,
right?
a
A
widow
widow.
didn't intentionally become
I know,
a
but I'm
single
just saying
parent.
he going. What the thing is, he's going to throw off the whole point we get into by trying to throw something like that in there. Which, it's not like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's something that's
But
kind of rare.
but
They
see,
they they will.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. A widow or divorcee got married. The
Next.
widow or divorcee got married.
Proper steps.
Okay, so now we respect that. But the woman who has three kids by four baby daddies, look, recreational use only.
Yeah, hey, I want to make this one point. To Black Chicago, you made a good point. For one, like they can have all these babies, like 7 babies. With that being said, are they considered the prize now? Because they used to say, women are the prize, and I would agree. Women used to be the prize because you better get your treasure out of it. You better have a kid with her without from jump. She's not walking around here with 10 babies. So she would be a prize because you get to start your own legacy with her. That's how I would look at a prize because. So she would. What'd you say?
Okay, hold on. Let's try this one. Let's address the black men stats that Tia
Yeah,
is
do
talking
that.
about.
Make
So
them
what are
list.
black men stats that you're talking about, Tia? You talking about the 2.1 million total population in the prison, with 63% being black.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about black women being the most educated, the most fooled, the most unemployed, and also making the least money? Even with black women's education, they still don't out earn black men.
That don't add up.
I don't get the point. So it's like, I guess she just don't like. My thing is, if you don't like what's being said in a room, or you want to hear about men all day, it's plenty of rooms that's like that. You know what I'm saying? We can only talk about one topic at a time.
She don't want to talk. She just
Okay,
a lot of
okay,
women are upset at their inadequacies. That's all. They are upset at their deficiencies and inadequacies, and that's
okay,
all that shit is.
so you say that black men are the most divorced or have the most divorces? Did you know that women, black women included, file divorce 80% of the time? 80%. And when they're college educated, it goes up to 90% of the time. So you're saying that all men are filing for divorce? Men try to stick it out. We try to save our families for the most part. I'm not saying nothing is 100%, but the thing is that who is filing for divorce and what's the reason? Most divorces are being filed for irreconcilable differences, not by cheating, not by DVs, okay? None of that. That's my wife. She's snoring in the background. So what? What? Where your husband at? What are you doing? Anyway, she's comfortable. Now
Right.
what?
And when they divorce, it ain't like they soar. It ain't like they soar to the sky. It's like they divorce and fall levels under. They really become a permanent jump off then, because then they got to buy it. They really got to lower their standards even lower than what they already are. That's all.
Cornbread, what you got, buddy, or you just listening?
I'm just taking notes, man.
Okay, for sure, for sure, for sure. I
I
already
see.
know how you do.
We could do this. We could do this all night. You know what? Let's talk about black men. How
We can do
single
that
black.
too. Let's go. That
Look.
might make
Let's talk
the
about black
numbers
men.
raise.
Yeah. Look. Let's even the numbers out, right?
I
Like,
love it. We gonna be gifted by 300.
like when it comes to black men, did you know they said that a black man by himself raising a child, that child comes out better than being raised by a black man and a woman who's married, and a single black woman by herself? Yeah, he said a black man, a broke
They
one
want to
at
hear the
that.
negative stuff, man. You about to mess them
Yeah.
up, man.
Oh,
See, look at that. They go
we
how
talking
already.
about black men. Oh, did you know
You got to
that
hear the negative
there's?
stuff, man.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about the negative stuff. There's about 63 to 70% of black men are incarcerated.
Hmm.
Problem with that is 63 to 70% of them was raised by a single black woman.
Hold on,
The Lord told.
Yeah, see, it's hard to
We're
talk
not gonna
about
get this boys.
them, and yeah,
No,
you see how hard it is to just stay on us. I mean, I would like to talk about us, but when I talk about the black man, his problems revert back to the black woman.
but hold on, because she gonna run with that. It's not 63% of black men are in prison. Okay, the total prison population is 2.1 million. Of that 2.1 million, 63% are black men. Now, in America, our population is 42 to 44 million. We are 49% of our population. So that makes us 21 million. So we talk about less than 10% of black men, uh, less than 1% of black men are in prison. Okay? So y'all need to stop that trope. All black men, it's 3 to 4% of black men homosexual, 1% in prison, okay? And the rest of us are out here trying to get it, trying to make money, trying to live. Y'all just want to pick from the top 10% or top 2%, and then wonder why y'all outcomes end up the way they do. Because y'all want to fuck around with Pookie, who already got 17 kids. How you end up being baby mama number 18? That's my question.
And how is it y'all the most enrolled? And yes, you are. They are the most enrolled and the first to quit. First enrolled, last to finish. The degrees that they have, they've been better off being managers at McDonald's.
So I got
Managers
a
at
question then.
McDonald's make more money than them, and they got degrees. Get that. Area manager at McDonald's. I used to date a girl who was an area manager at McDonald's. She started at the register. In 4 years, she was an area manager making $97,000 a year. The girls who, I ain't gonna be working here all my life, I wish I would. They still ain't making $50,000 a year yet. Dig that.
I got a
And
question
see,
though.
but
Hey, one of y'all got butt hurt because I said fuck Kevin Samuel.
No, I don't think so.
No,
I
that's
don't
how
think
you
nobody
feel.
got mad.
So I got a question though. Uh, I was gonna make this a topic, but I guess I'll talk about it tonight then. So I said the same people that claim it's a wage gap be the same ones that claim they make the most wages. I never understood that.
That's weird. I heard that too.
because you know
They lie
why?
so much they don't
Be,
know what lies they telling.
because that's what I talked about earlier. Women with education want to weaponize their education accomplishments, and we know that. See, they drank the Kool-Aid, they bought the farm. College is not in the business to educate you. College is in the business to make money. 150 years ago, there were only 6 curriculums you get a degree in: doctor, lawyer, engineer, teacher, accountant, nurse. Today, there are 350 to 450 curriculums you get a degree in. My question is, and I say this all the time, where are you going to work with a degree in urban studies? If your degree is not marketable, you will be unemployed, period. And then you have the audacity, some of these women have the audacity to look down on the labor force in this country, which built this country. Black labor was free. So you look at the man working in the factory making 25 to 30 bucks an hour. Did you know that a UAW worker right now working on the line as just a laborer is making $31 an hour? Let me do that for you mathematically. $31 an hour is approximately $64,000 a year. If you work 66.7 hours a week with time and a half overtime, you double your salary. So that's 63 turns into 126. How many women out there making 126 with your degrees? You've been at your job 20 years with a degree and barely making $70,000 a year, and you have enough nerve to turn your nose up at a man who's working. The wage gap is a misnomer. It's a myth. It's not a wage gap. It's a
I heard it
skill
got
gap.
debunked a while ago.
Right. It's a myth because women want to do the easy jobs. Men will do the hard jobs and work long hours. You want to work 8 hours a day. Men work 12, 13, 14 hours a day and shit that you don't want to do. Getting their hands dirty, shoveling shit. Do you know that a man that works for the sewer department in Chicago or a garbage man is making 40 bucks an hour?
That,
Y'all miss me with that bullshit. Y'all ain't making no money. Y'all never will. As a matter of fact, all of you independent women out there, if y'all so goddamn independent, why y'all always got y'all motherfucking hand out?
Make it make sense.
Nobody independent. I don't care how they want to slice it up, dice it up. There ain't nobody independent. I mean, if you got to work a job, you're not even independent because you're dependent on the check. You're dependent on the check every week or every other week. So you're not independent.
So what is the true meaning of independency?
I'm to depend on nobody at all. Period.
Is that
You
is that
are
is
your
that is
own.
that feasible? Is that feasible? Is that realistic?
Independence is you don't need nobody, nothing. You are the source of everything. You the source. You don't have to go to nobody for nothing. So if I say I'm independent and I have a transportation company, how am I independent? What good is my company if no one uses us?
Why are women claiming independence that you never hear a man say he's independent because he owns something or pays his bills or he has his own car? They ain't running around talking about how independent we are. We call that adulting. If you live on your own, pay your own bills.
What is the correlation between independent and freedom?
This ain't that conversation, dog.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely not.
If you are independent, doesn't that mean that you have freedom?
Here we go.
Yep.
Independency means freedom from dependency, right?
If
So you
independence,
said
if you hold on,
you
if you
said
hold on, here's what you do. You look up the word independence. It should say freedom. You look up the word freedom. It should say independence. If it don't do that, then that's full of shit.
That's what I'm talking about.
It can't be the same.
Because if you're independent, you have the freedom to do as you wish, right?
but
What
here's the
do the
thing.
word
Here's the
freedom?
thing.
What do the word freedom mean?
It means the absence of necessity, coercion, or constraint in a choice or action, liberation from slavery or restraint, or from the power of another, independence, the quality or state of being exempt or released, usually from something onerous.
Something what?
Onerous.
He been waiting. He been waiting all night to say that.
No, I just
Something
looked it up.
honest.
I just
Nah,
looked it up. There's
or
no,
Mika
there's
be
no,
knowing this stuff for sure, man.
no,
He
no,
knows
no.
stuff.
You asked me to look it up. I looked it up, and I gave you the meaning in Google. Doesn't mean that it's the complete meaning of freedom. So
Is there really
so
such thing as being
Well,
independent?
freedom in the definition of what you just said is more about choice and leave me alone. Independence calls for you to be involved with people because to even get independence, someone is going to have to help you, unless you can just think the shit out of the air and it falls in your hand.
Right. And that's not even possibly true. But I was going to say this, like independence, is it really real? Is it really real? Because think about it. Even if you're living off the land, like told somebody in the chat, you still got to be dependent upon the land in order to survive. So you always have to depend on something. Even the air that you breathe, is it really such thing as being independent? Like
Mm.
seriously, think about it. I mean, it's deeper than y'all think.
I get you. I already know what you're talking about. I be thinking like
that
that too
that that
sometimes.
that that's where I was going with that.
Yeah,
Are we ever independent? Are we ever free?
yeah, you right.
It's a fallacy.
We got to
Hey, I'm
rely
glad
on
y'all said
something,
that. I'm
right?
Listen,
learning
I'm
something.
gonna listen. We already know.
But
We
but
get it.
but but but
Go.
again, how many men are saying they're independent? That's the
A
question.
lot
I
of
get what
people
you
are
saying though. I think
claiming
they
a
just
lot of
digging
people
deep
are
on the
claiming
situation.
independence. A lot of people are claiming independence and
Claiming
freedom,
facts.
and they have no fucking clue what they're talking about.
X.
That's facts.
So, we try
Now
to
you
get
want to say
as independent or as sucker free, right? Or dependent on other people as possible. But at the end of the day, there's always going to be something that you need from something or somebody else.
Agree. And I can co-sign that logic. You know,
what is the
we
difference in that and self-sufficiency?
Self-sufficient means that you don't
See?
rely on anybody else, like any
So
other
then,
person.
so wouldn't that fall under independence?
I guess to a limit, if there's levels to it.
You see what I'm saying? So if I'm self-sufficient, then who am I in? Then I'm independent. I'm not dependent on nobody. If
Well,
I'm
when
self-sufficient, or is it because of my independence that I am self-sufficient?
as long as you pay taxes, you will never be free. As long
Well,
as you
that's
as long as
easy.
you pay insurance, as long as you pay insurance for your car, for your vehicle, for your person, for your home, when you finish paying the mortgage off, there's still bills you have to pay. Are you are
But
you
what's
are
wrong?
you
But what's wrong
independent?
with that? But what's wrong with that? What's wrong with paying insurance?
Nothing wrong with it. It just contradicts the whole freedom and independent figure.
But why? I mean, but I don't understand why it would. I don't understand why something that makes so much sense would be so contradictory. You would think it would be hand in hand. I mean, because just think
Well,
about it, right? Because I used to think like that, but then I thought about it. If you hit me and you ain't got no insurance, I sure hope you got the personal resources to take care of me if it's your fault. I hope you got the personal resources to pay my weekly pay that I would normally get. I hope you got the resources to make sure that I don't miss a beat due to your negligence. I think insurance ain't a bad deal. If you hit me, there's somebody with a bigger pocket than you who
absolutely.
is. So I don't see nothing wrong with that.
There is nothing wrong with that. Let me give you an example. I grew up in the Bronx, right? When there was a problem, we did not call the popo. Wouldn't that be independently taking care of your own?
Well, that's different than what we're talking about with insurance. Now you just moved the goalposts out of the arena.
We're still independent. We're still
No, no,
independent.
no. Hold on, wait. Let's stick with the first part. Stick with the first thought.
Insurance is good to help us for those situations that are out of our hand.
It's a
So
double-edged
what?
sword, though.
So what would you suggest? What would be your suggestion? Your suggestion on that to make sure that it coincides with your version of freedom? Because for me to feel that safe, to roll with that, I would have to know that you could handle such a tumultuous journey in my life if something shall happen. Hypothetically speaking, I need a wheelchair and I needed surgery. You got the 800,000. Maybe we might not need insurance. If you're sitting on a couple of 100 million, maybe we might not need it. If you can pay my doctor bills and my rehab and the transportation and my food costs, because I ain't gonna be able to work like I normally do. If I can't walk, the chair gonna be pretty expensive. So if you personally got that kind of wherewithal, then I can understand why you would be exempt from paying insurance. However, because you had that kind of wherewithal, I would still require something in writing on your behalf to ensure the general public that you can take care of your negligence, and if they are ever a hurt due to you, they can rest assured you have the wherewithal to take care of them.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree the essential of insurance.
Insurance, I feel like, is a double-edged sword, though.
It, it,
You know,
it, insurance is a must.
yeah, yeah, it has its pros and its cons. I mean, and I can see it as far as like being used as a scam, and I can see it being used as a tool of good as well. And that goes with a lot of things, like even the money that we have here.
When I talk about
Now,
freedom,
I think automobile insurance is a necessity, but I don't think that any other insurance is necessary, like medical
well,
insurance.
well,
I don't think anybody should be. I don't think
insurance
any.
was made for just in case situations, just in case,
No, but
just
what I'm saying is that automobile insurance, it makes you responsible for the liability or the damage that you cause to anybody else's property. If I don't have medical insurance, who am I causing damage to? If I don't have homeowners insurance, who am I causing damage to? So I see the need for uh, automobile insurance because you're driving on the roadways and an accident happen. Ain't no house ever made another house crash. or crashed into another
No,
house.
no, but there's insurance that if somebody walks in your house and something happens while they're in your house, that if they sue you, the insurance picks it up. Those that little chump change, the little $20, $30 that you pay monthly, just in case something happens inside your house.
But that we live in a world where everybody's an opportunist. If you fell in my house, you fell in my house. Let's chalk that up to the game. Now, if I was negligent or something, you know, everybody wants to be paid for breathing, living, and that segues back to what I always say. Everybody wants to blame everybody else for something that's happening in their lives.
Look at
Absolutely.
this. I still look at it as a double-edged sword. I mean, what if you have a perfect driving record? Perfect driving record. Nothing's ever happened. I understand that. Yeah, we're using it in case something does happen, and then you somewhat unalive. So you've had a 12-year streak of a perfect record. A driving record. They get that money, and you don't get to see any of that. I mean, unless I guess you got your family's name in the will or something like that, or in the well, not the estates. I guess it would be the POA. And then they can get that some of the change. But 9 times out of 10, a lot of the money that you're putting into the system, they're garnishing it, they're keeping it. So capitalism is actually kind of hurting us a little bit as far as insurance goes. But I see the good and the bad, in the insurance.
Let me tell you something about insurance, especially the house insurance. People are maniacal. You don't know who will fall on your porch because they know you got insurance. And if you don't, and they take you to court, then the state gonna sue you because the state gonna pay them, and then the state gonna take it out of your ass. People will have a child say they hurt themselves on your banister. See, you gotta watch people. You got some pretty down low people, down and dirty people out here, man.
That's what I was
I
talking
done
about.
listen. Working in the state, I done seen it all, dog. There's people
The
who will
shiesty
have
man.
their children, will have their child fall on your property.
It's a double-edged sword.
That's the shiesty man. And there's people that live off that all day. There's people that are professional lawsuits.
Yeah.
They look for ways. They'll throw water inside of a supermarket and do a slip and fall. They'll go to your house and act like their back got out of place. Their sciatic nerve started all of a sudden, tickling them. There's people out there that will do it to you. There's people that are close to you that'll go to your house and sue your ass without you even knowing. It's kind of fucked up, but that's the world we live in.
Mhm.
So what the freedom that I was talking about, the independency that I was talking about, is freedom from being out of control of your emotions, being free, you know what I'm saying? To say and feel what you want, to be in control, the ultimate flex, to be in control of your feelings before they reach emotions. That way you're not reacting. You can catch it at the gate before it becomes something else. It is what it is until it's not. Mike Tyson said very famous words, right? Everybody has a plan till you get punched in the face, right? So at the end of the day, the freedom that I'm talking about is being in control of yourself so that people don't push those buttons and put you someplace where you don't need to be. That's the freedom that I'm talking about. It's not monetary. It is self-preserve, living your life and enjoy peace and love. That's the ultimate flex. That's what I'm talking about.
I call that greater is
And
he within me than him in the world. That's what I call that. Greater is he within me than him in the world.
I'll take
what I
that.
call that is being a man. I call that being a man.
That's
There are
part
a
of
lot of
adulting.
there are a
That's
lot
part of
of
adulting.
there are a lot of males out there who are grown or adult, but that's what I call being a man. A man is in control of his emotions. A man knows how to handle conflict. A man
Wait, you
knows
trying
not
to
to
say a
be.
woman shouldn't be controlling their emotions?
No, what I'm saying is most women are not in control of their emotions.
They need to be. That's what makes the
Oh,
difference between being an adult and a child.
absolutely. I agree with that. I hear what you said, but that's what happens. And and the very fact that when we talk about that, women don't understand that. And they don't understand that the very men that they raise are the very men that they hate.
Yep.
You raise these men. You raise that boy to be nothing. You raise him to be a deadbeat, wanting to move in with you on your Section 8. You raise him to be wanting to be with a woman that got nothing but be treated like he's a kid. You know? So the more you say yes to a child, the more likely you're going to make him a tyrant. And this is what I wanted to say also. And it's not a shot against women. It's a fact against where we at as a culture. Okay? If most of our households are led by women, women now become the de facto leaders. They are the leaders of our culture and our society.
Facts by default.
That's right. So in the last 40 years, what have they done to our culture and society?
By default, can I say this one thing real quick?
Drove up the STD rate.
Hey, real quick, I want to say this because I do hear women, because I do try to listen, and hear them like out clearly. I try to hear them the whole entirety of what they're speaking of, but I do hear them say, "Hey, where are the leaders at? We need men that are leaders." But if we're gonna go with the fact that what Black Chicago just said, which it is a fact, it's a fact. A majority of the households are single mothers. They're raising the sons. So if there's no male role model or male leaders in the household to teach them how to be a leader, then this is what you're going to get, in return. You're going to get these sons that are raised by the mother that have no clue how to be a leader. And I use an analogy. I said it's like us going to the jungle and taking a baby cub, a baby lion, a little tiny baby lion. And then we try to raise that baby lion to be a lion and then take him back out to the jungle. He's not going to know how to adapt and react in that world because he was raised by humans. So he's probably going to get attacked them all. It's the same situation for sons. This is why we keep trying to let y'all know that, and we emphasize saying, hey, it is a good thing to have a father or a male role model in that household, to teach these boys, but some reason they're not catching the logic behind it.
They're catching the logic. They like smoke.
We got to remember. But we got to remember.
It's a tough pill to swallow, nevertheless.
We got to remember. Hold on now. We got to remember. I don't need a man to help me do this.
Right.
They said this.
That part.
And don't get mad, we calling you on your word.
Right.
You said.
Right. You're right.
Yeah, you don't need a man. This is the result of I don't need a man to help me do this. And now you come crawling back.
40 years.
Saying 40 years. No, more than that. 40 years that y'all know of. Talk to me, we got to add another 20 to that. 60. Yeah, it's 40 that y'all know of. I'm telling you about another 20 that needs to be added to the book.
I'm 54 years old. I'm 54, and I've been hearing this for quite a long time.
I'm 60. Okay. I'm 60.
So you've heard it longer than I have.
But I've seen it.
So we all agree with our ages together. That is more than 40 years, right?
What I am agreeing is that.
But check this out. I'll say something quick. Okay, this is what I want to say, because women don't want to believe that women put us in the situation because they chose welfare over a man. Okay, if anybody's from Chicago, does anybody here from Chicago know about Cabrini Green?
I'm from Chicago.
I used to live in Chicago. I'm very familiar with Cabrini Green.
Cabrini Green, my first 8 years, I lived in Cabrini Green. But watch this one. My mother and father have been married since I was 1 year old. Okay? All right? Now, we lived in Cabrini Green my first 8 years of life. I went to Jenner Elementary School. We never qualified for free lunch. I never got free lunch because they were living in that housing, but they had to pay market price. But all the other kids got free lunch because now they're accepting the stipend from the state. And here it is now, it created this whole situation where we at. So it has been said that in the beginning of when women got welfare, because it was equivalent to $20,000 a year in pay, men weren't making $20,000 a year in pay. And the more kids they had, the more the money went up. That changed in 1984, something like that, with Reagan and shit. Okay, that welfare reform. But the fact of the matter is that our women chose not to have a man in the house for their stipend.
That's factual.
Okay, wait. Let me add something else to that fact. I gotta give you something else to that fact. Okay? It wasn't just that. The rule wouldn't allow it. See, they just told y'all that. It had shit to do with them. The rule wouldn't allow it. And I tell you what that rule said. The rule was this. If a child who otherwise qualified, look it up. As a matter of fact, y'all can look this up right now. It was called the man in the house rule. It's still like that in 2023. If all of us on this panel was working jobs, living in the same home, and Kev lived in that house and decided to go get welfare, we all gotta go. Because if we stay, they going to consider our income. We have to make it look like Kev ain't got no help. Because if they know about what we make, most likely factoring that in, he's not going to get it. They're going to say to him, get it from them people that's living with you. So we leave. Now Kev ain't got nothing, nobody. He can apply for him, and under that rule, he qualifies. If we come into, one of us come back home to live with him and we still got a job and they come there, it ain't that it's a man there or a woman there. Do that person work? Because if that person work, Mr. Johnson, we're going to need their check stub to factor into this so we can readjust your benefits. It wasn't them putting us out. They just said that. That was just some shit black women made up. They ain't put you out. The rule wouldn't let you in.
But they still having kids. You know, I'm not a hypocrite. Okay, what I mean by I'm not a hypocrite, all three of my daughters that were born out of wedlock. Now, but I say that with a precursor. I tried to take care of all of my kids, every last one of them. I did what I could, or what their mothers would allow me to do. And if any man has a child with an adversarial mother, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But here's the thing: a father who wants his children, or father who's good to his children, who's in child support court fighting for his rights for his kids. My question is, if he's a good dad, why does he have to fight? Why do I have to fight for the rights for my kids?
Facts.
If I want my kids, and the reason I have to fight for the rights to my kids is because it's all about the money. My second child was on child support.
Do you pay child support?
Right. Check this out. I'm gonna give you that straight too. My first child was born when I was 15, so there was no child support. Okay. My second child was born when I was 33. There was child support. My child support at one point was at $1,398 a month. So that tells you what kind of money I was making. That's why I tell women all the time, y'all lying. Because if the average child support in this country is $480 a year, That means y'all getting pregnant by bums. Y'all getting pregnant by motherfuckers who shouldn't be getting pregnant by in the first place. $480 a year in child support, and y'all saying that y'all choosing good men? I call cap. Now, of course, I had my child support reduced because I had to, and that child support was only with I was making $20 an hour with overtime back in 2000. All right. So the fact of the matter is that I wasn't in child support to fight against the money. I was in child support court to fight because I was fighting for the rights to be with my daughter. And that's what most men are in child support court for. Not for the money. It was for the rights to see their kids. Because some of these women are so bitter that they hold that shit in high regard. You can't see the child because they know that we love our children more than we love your ass. And they can't handle it.
Yep.
Like Chicago, and I'm born and raised in Chicago. You know, one of the people in the was saying, and men live there. I was living with my wife at the time, helping with the bills, and I was back and forth driving trucks, saved the house because she spent all her parents' money for 10 grand, and she reported me for, and had the same address as her, and she reported me for being a abandoned father, abandoning my child, and not paying and not supporting the child. And I'm right there. So when I went before the judge, he said, unfortunately, Mr. Steels, women are more savvy than men when it comes to children and child support. They research it and they talk amongst each other. And he ruled in my favor. But he said the $10,000 that I gave was a gift because I should have went through the courts. And from that point on, I did.
And that's what people don't understand. See, they think that because you give your child whatever, that you're good. A judge is going to rule that as a gift. And the paternity has already been established, and you've been given all these gifts. So say your child was born in, say, let's hypothetically say 2000. So now it's 2010. You've been given all this money all this time, but paternity's been established from day one. Okay, so now you go to court after she's filed for child support, and if she filed for child support when the baby was born and y'all agreed not to, now you're in arrears for 10 years at whatever rate it is. You get hit with a bill.
I'm gonna
Exactly.
tell y'all what happened. Nah, let me tell you, brothers, what happened. Let me tell y'all what happened. Y'all don't under. I hear you, but let me tell you why it happens like this. And this is gonna shock some of you. This is why. Because I'm gonna first off, let me let you know, it's not the state doing this to you. This is her suing you. Child support is no more than a lawsuit against you. That's why when you look at your paperwork, it says her versus you. That's a lawsuit. And you are the
Exactly.
loser.
Exactly. And every time,
That is
and
all it
every,
is. It's a lawsuit and you are the loser, which is why it's hard for you to get an ear in court because it's rare they listen to the one who lost the case. You are being
this,
sued by her.
but the judge in Chicago had seen so many cases and so many men stand there unjustly accused that he actually was, he kept my case all the way until the emancipation of my daughter. Because I actually, after she sued me, I countersued. And I went before the judge every time I changed jobs, every time my income went up and everything, and I reported myself. So he said, and he told me, he said, stay in control of this situation and you'll continue to be in the driver's seat. And when my daughter was emancipated at 18, I gave her 26,000 and something in money, and it went to her mother first. And I told my daughter, "Yo, you just got $26,000 from me." And come to find out that her mother had two identities, and she was on welfare with another identity, and they took all that money.
See, but see, you know, here's the thing that I hate so much is that our women call us manipulative, and they have a plan from the start. And they will admit to you that they are the better cheaters. Okay, they have a plan for the start from the start. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what y'all
Hey,
do.
You
check this
We
have a
out.
can never
plan, but
get
if
ahead
you
of them.
know that, but if you know the other team's playbook, how you gonna lose the game?
I was gonna say
That's
this.
really that really says a lot about you if you know they playbook and still letting them win. Like the brother said, you got to stay on top of that. That's what the women ain't used to. See, women ain't used to suffering the consequences we suffer.
I was
That's
gonna
why
say
I
this.
told you what you told you. So what you do for the men that's listening, you file your suit against her, and you let the judge know what the situation is because currently she's suing you saying you broke a promise to her. That's why the judges be so mean. That's why the system don't like you because you a liar to them. And the reason why they think that because up until now you have not told them the whole story. They only know what she said. You ever been to court and the judge came up there and he opened his little folder and started reading from that folder? Well, in that folder, there's what they saying about you. But if there's nothing else in that folder, what you saying about them, he gonna rule with what they're saying about you.
Exactly.
Exactly. So you have to get proactive as a man and say, hold on, let me sit my ass down and write this letter. So when the judge opens that folder, he sees two pieces of paper he got to look at. He just can't roll with one. But if all he got is one sheet to roll with, this is an easy job. He made this decision way before y'all got there. Why? Because there was only one person talking.
Hey, I want to debunk that.
You as a man has to stay proactive with it. You have to see it through.
You know,
Real
You
quick.
you know
can't.
one of the women said in the comment.
You have to be. You too have to start being the plaintiff.
Hey, can I debunk this lie right quick about women being better cheaters than men? I want to debunk that real quick. I want to say this to y'all. Men typically don't go through all the investigations that women go through. That's the thing. We're pretty much lazy. I'm gonna keep that real. You know, for the people that's listening, even to the people in the hallway that's listening, men just we're not that like into it to try to find out. You know, we're not trying to go through your phones. We're not trying to go through your pockets like y'all do us. You know what I'm saying? Women typically try to go through, you know, the whole nine in order to figure out if we're doing stuff. We're kind of lazy. We're like, you know, fuck it, I'm finna play my game. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna play my PlayStation. I ain't worried about, you know what I'm saying? She might be doing something, you know. But 9 times out of 10, men ain't going through all the rigmarole in order to try to catch, you know, the investigations to try to catch, you know, to see if she's doing something behind your back. You know what I'm saying? So
But what I'm saying is what I'm saying is women saying they're better cheaters. They involve everybody in the lie. They put the baby in the lie. They put their girlfriends, they best three girlfriends in the lie. They put the dog in the lie. You know,
yeah,
everybody's in the lie.
but you know what? 9 times out
But
of 10,
but
the
but but,
men
but check
already
this
know.
out. Check this out. Hold on. Check this out. Check this out. But see, statistically, is being proven that women are not the cheaters they think they are, because 42% of DNA tests are not the father.
I was going to make that next point. That was exactly what I was about to say. Yep. Because you are
Hey,
not
hey,
the father in the court.
can I take a moment real quick, guys? Not to be rude. There's 33 people in this live right now. It's 3:14 in the morning in the East Coast. If you like what you hear and you think that these gentlemen up here putting their time and effort into giving you comments and nuggets are worth it, why don't you just go ahead and tap the screen, share the live, bring some people in here. We're trying to do good things. Ain't nobody here has a bad agenda. So do me a favor, tap the screen, share the live. Gifts are always welcome. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, and
Let's
another thing
go.
I want to piggyback off. She said that somebody in the comments said that men are on top of things nowadays. I hope that men are on top of things nowadays from hearing our horror stories, hearing the stories of us older men who got caught
Exactly.
up in the system. You know, we're talking about this shit. We're telling people how shit's going, because women are disingenuous, so they don't believe what we're saying because most of their girlfriends lie. You know, that's that's pure and point
Their
blank.
moms do too.
They know what we saying is for real. They don't think for 1 second they don't believe you. They know it. They just mad you picked them out. They everything we saying they know is true. They are the queens of benign neglect. They know this shit is true. We ain't saying nothing new to them. They just mad that we forcing them to deal with that thought in the back of their head. Don't ever for 1 second think that she is far. Don't ever give her that much credit. She knows this. She know her girlfriends knows this.
Hey,
They know it, dog.
I saw this one case where a court case where the guy was not the father. The mother already knew that, her daughter um had been messing around or whatnot, and that it
Oh,
was,
not that topic. That made me mad every time I hear stuff like that.
man, it was horrible. The mother knew, and the mother was still rider or unalive, however you can say it on here, because I know we can't say rider, what rhymes with ride. But yeah, she was for her daughter all the way through. She was going to take it to the grave, but she was defending. No, no, you need to go ahead and raise your baby and this, that, and yada yada yada. But they took the DNA test. Sir, this is not your kid. Oh, everybody still got mad at the guy. Like, they got mad at the guy in the beginning because he wasn't, like, paying child support. But then after they found out that, hey, this is not your kid, my guy, they still got mad at him. So it's like he couldn't win for nothing. He was just on a lose-lose.
What about the one on TikTok? This woman, she looks as old as me. Guy look as old as me. They got a 30-year-old daughter sitting up there, 32-year-old daughter sitting up there. This is your daughter. Love is an action word. You could have picked up the phone and called her. You are not the father. So now the daughter is traumatized because mama been telling her all these years that that's your daddy. That's your daddy. And now they find out that it wasn't your daddy. Now you have to face the fact that your mama's a hoe.
Yeah, and it plays with kids.
That's what
Yeah, it plays with their heads. Like, they don't realize what they're doing to their kids, because it can leave a very bad taste. It can make a bad impact on them. They might have to get psychological help after dealing with that. They don't realize what type of damage those types of lies can do to their kids.
Exactly. It actually does play a major role with the kids down the road. And the sad thing about it, they do it for money. It's not about my ex-wife. She was all about the money, and she told me that she wasn't. It wasn't like she wasn't forthcoming. I mean, after the fact that I caught her, but her and her girlfriend, who just unalived a couple of years ago, they were in on the plot all along. And so she told me, I'm gonna make the rest of your life a living hell, yada yada. And I went to a clairvoyant, and she told me that I won't be able to stop your success, but I'm not going to be a part of helping you become successful. Because I was slated to go to law school and stuff like that. I ended up not doing that. She pretended to have a nervous breakdown. I dropped out of school, took care of her, got a job, had a company, da da da. So the long story short, she was right. She didn't stop my success because I became an international businessman, but she did delay it. And that's the part that I have issue with.
Hey, Roger, can I break down the fabric of that? What I want to say to that point is, the reason why if y'all really look at it and do the observations, the thing is, a lot of these women know that, X, Y, and Z is not the father, but they know that this guy over here is kind of successful, or he's doing good, compared to this little loser guy that, that's really the father. I'm just going to use this example. The reason why come a lot of these people are coming up saying this is not your father is because she didn't want to use this guy that doesn't have a car, that doesn't work. He's just a bum. She saw this one guy over here, and she saw the potential, and she's going to just milk him for everything that he's worth and pretend like that he is the father. That's why a lot of these cases, that's why y'all hearing a lot of these cases coming up now, because, she's picking the guy out of the 5 guys, which one it would be more qualified or that can actually provide for that kid. Even though it's not your kid, my guy, she's still claiming it as her guy. even though she
Yeah.
knows it's
No,
his.
no, no. My daughter. That's my daughter. But
Oh
I'm
no, no,
just. I'm
I
talking
wasn't.
about the.
Yeah, I wasn't
Oh
saying.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I definitely want to put it on your case. I know that you. I mean, you actually from your story that I heard, I could tell you're doing a good job. You're a good dad, and no, I don't know if that's your kid, but I'm just saying like the ones that's out here lying. Like I'm still speaking on the cheating. You know, women cheat better than men situation.
Yet they got the nerve to say men are liars. Men just lie. Look at the secrets
Right. I
they
was
keep.
tricked. I was tricked. Hey, 664. I was tricked. But no, you're tricking these guys to believe that that's their kid. That's not even their kid,
Right.
women.
But if we say they lie first, oh, you can't say black women and all black women lie. Why can't we? You know how based on those numbers alone is enough to say, you know what? We might as well consider all them liars, huh? But what we do, we say, no, wait, man, that ain't it. But they don't sit at the numbers and say that about us. So I say render unto them the same until they get it right. See, they are like Caucasians. They don't get it until you do the same thing to them. Once you do the same thing to them, they stop. The game is not fun anymore. Because he hit back, not literally. You got to do the same thing. She lay hands on you, lock her ass up. Let her know what it's like to lose a job. Let her know what it's like to catch the bus from the county jail, go home and you don't have a job. You got to go back to the drawing board. Who cares you got the damn kids? You should have thought of that before you lay hands on that man. You need to let her feel the same things you felt, and she will change. When she go through the same ringer, she'll come out just like you did, a better person. The reason why they don't come out better because they never suffer the consequences for their actions. And when you don't suffer consequences for your actions, you don't get better. You only get worse, which is what we have been seeing. Because it's rare they suffer consequences for their actions against black men. Contrary to popular belief, black girl power, that shit don't exist. They can't get white guys in trouble. They can't get Asian guys in trouble. They can't get Polish guys in trouble, Arab guys in trouble. They have no power to get no other man in trouble. They have no power to agitate or aggravate no other man but you.
Hey, so Formiga had a question, right? He said, how many people in the panel or in the comments have death insurance for your kids?
I have a trust for my daughter. I have an international business, so I deal with I got a lot of assets. So my daughter and my grandchildren are in the trust, and that trust takes care of them. It doesn't make them lazy because I have an issue with not working. So, but it helps them to have a quality lifestyle, and it actually focuses on education and training. So I do.
I don't go too deep into my personal information, but I will say this: my kid is well taken care of, though. I'll just put that out there.
I'll say this, I'm rebuilding because they got theirs. I had already divulged to them. They got it all. They got it all. And I don't mind starting over because I'm glad that I can do it all over again. They ain't got my boats. They don't got the boats and the jet skis though. I kept the boats, the jet skis in the marina. I still
My
got
kid,
my membership.
my kids are grown. Relationships are difficult. My youngest daughter, she's finally starting to come around, but that's a good thing, because, whether we want to admit it or not, our kids' mothers, and that's the thing that I tell people all the time. I'm not a bad person. I've been married twice. I have two stepkids, one by my first wife and one by my second wife. So that shows the kind of person I am. Well, at least I like to say this is indicative of the kind of man that I am. Uh, my wife's daughter decided to call me dad, after her first child was born because she hated me at the beginning. But the relationship with my kids is difficult because they never lived with me. But the thing is that I say all the time, your kids adopt the attitude of the custodial parent. So if the custodial parent doesn't like you, your kids ain't gonna like you.
That's true.
The reason why I asked the question about insurance is that, again, I grew up in the Bronx. Nobody that I know had insurance unless it was offered through work. If your job happened to offer it and it was part of your package or your insurance or your health insurance, life or death insurance usually is included at its minimal basis. They don't really teach us that. Where I come from, they don't teach us things like that. So the common folk where I'm from does not have death or life insurance. By the time they try to get life or death insurance, it's too late because then all the sicknesses and diseases and by not taking care of yourself, you lower the amount of insurance that you can offer. You become a risk, so you might have to pay more on the premium to get that. And the benefit decreases as your health is as well. So all I'm doing is trying to let everybody know and encourage them. A couple of bucks a month will go a long way. Some kids will never see 100,000 in their life. Some people will never see $250,000 in their lifetime. And that chunk of money may be able to help them start a new life, a new legacy, a new, trend of generational wealth. So that's all I'm trying to say.
If you get, I get that, but if your kids is grown, they should really be building their own shit by now. I get it for the little ones, toddlers, infants, teenagers, 20 and up. You need to be getting busy, homie. You need to be getting busy. You at the age where you can pretty much get a lot of this shit yourself. And your old man and old girl can focus those finances on some more pressing issues in their life. I was kicking it with a guy one time. He works at Chrysler. And that's my man's. And he was telling me about their health. He was like, man, Six, I know you got the vans, but if you got time, man, I get you a little gig, and because we got a nice health insurance plan. And I said, well, man, I got health insurance. I got a health care plan. I said, but it's rare I use it because I just plan to take better care of my health. That's all. I don't have the luxury to drink so much liquor that if I get cirrhosis, I got a company who can back me up and say, hey, go to the hospital, we're going to heal you. I ain't got that luxury. When you ain't got that luxury, you got to live by that standard. So you got to plan to take better care of your health. That's all. The things that put you in the hospital, don't put them in your body. You got to be subconscious of what you're putting in your body. You also know about the doctors and all of that and what the healthcare system truly really represents. The problem I have with Medicaid is that they trying to keep you all sick and keep us sick and needing it. We know how not to be up in them places and what not to do.
That makes a lot of sense.
Just think about it, right? If the doctor tell you, listen, if you don't stop, okay, I did a seminar one time. This was like in the 90s. And I was telling the men who was getting Medicaid what to do with it. I said, listen, man, the purpose of Medicaid is in the name. Medic aid. The medic is going to aid you. So what you do with that is you go to the doctor and you have him do your blood work. Take your blood
All right, Black
work.
Chicago.
He get on the scale. He weigh you up. Look in your eyes. He look in your mouth. So what happens is he comes back to you with the blood work. And he says, listen, Mr. Jones, according to your levels of this, if you don't stop the sodium, you're headed towards diabetes. Now, right then and there, the medic is aiding you on what you need to know. So it's up to you from that point on to not be under his care. So you don't need Medicare. You don't need the medic to care for you. If you don't stop, if you don't listen to him aiding you with this information, it will lead to him having to care for you. Meaning I'm going to have to put you on medication. I'm going to need to see you 2-3 times throughout the month or quarterly. Use the information the medic give you and heal yourself. So, okay, when I go home, I ain't eating nothing with salt in it. I'm going to start watching the shit I buy at the store. Because the medic already told me too much of this shit is going to land me under his care. And from the care goes hospital. So, what are you going to do? You going to get that information and say the hell with it? Or you going to use that information to your advantage? You go there, man, my dick hurt. I pissed. The shit burned. All right. He give you take it. He say, listen, man, we found out you got gonorrhea. He aiding you. Now we're going to give you this amoxicillin. Here's some condoms. Stop doing that. What is he saying? You got a chance to fix this. Right now, you got a chance to fix it. Stay down this road. I'm at the care for you. You might get herpes, which means you're going to need a medication every 2 weeks. Worst case scenario, you might get the big one, where you need 19 medications. Keep going down that road you're going, and I'm going to have to care for you, which may eventually lead to your hospitalization.
Yo,
Stay off.
6'4", that's
Yeah.
crazy because I thought I was the only one that treated insurance and health like that, because that's exactly how I address it. Make sure I have my physicals every year. I see what's going on with it, and then I control it with my diet, because diet is food. I mean, diet is medicine. Food is medicine, and health. And living right. It's just a discipline. That's crazy.
I agree. I agree 100% with that. And what we're talking about is holistic medicine, preventive medicine, not putting yourself in the position to need the doctors, to go to the doctors to get our blood test so that we could even know what we're allergic to based on our DNA. If you do the research, you'll know that certain blood types are allergic to certain foods. Another thing is that when you get those levels, your A1As, you know how close you are to cancer. You know how close you are to diabetes. You know how close you are to having too much fat, too much in your system. So basically, it's just to give you the information that the human eye cannot tell you itself. The body tells you signs, it gives you flags when something's wrong. People are not taking supplements, they're not eating whole foods, they're not eating right. And this is the reason why the United States doesn't care about us, because they keep serving us and feeding us shit that's banned in other fucking countries. You understand what I'm saying? That we keep eating the same shit over and over and over and over, and then you end up with shit, and then now you need this insurance, like 6'4" was talking about. Now it becomes a dependency. Carry on, gentlemen.
Rely on all this stuff anyways.
They fucking us up, bro.
A simple change in eating habits could change your world. I remind myself of that all the time because I love cake.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is it shouldn't even have to be like that. I mean, it's the FDA is allowing all these chemicals to be put inside of our foods, and then the government is like letting it fly because you got the special interest groups and the lobbyists that goes in there and push, for these types of things to be, just ran through. So they're gonna pay you on the disabled. So six, if you're working in Congress, if you're working in the building, they're gonna pay you on the disabled. Be like, hey, here, please approve or accept this. Let this go through, so that way we can have these
Mm-hmm.
chemicals, these bad foods going through. And plus, you helping Big Pharma too, because I'm sure they're probably working there in cahoots. Because if more people I can make sick, the more money that I'm going to keep being to put in my pockets.
Let's not forget who owns stocks in these companies. It's the same people that
Facts.
we put in office. All right? How about that?
That's facts.
Let's not forget that, because that's what people don't understand. You understand? We keep voting for the same people that keep investing in the same shit that's fucking killing us.
Yeah, while they're eating healthier than we are, and the
And that's
food.
a major, yeah, and that's a major conflict of interest. That in and of itself is a major conflict of interest.
They should be banned from office for that shit. We the people, right? We the people. That's how it starts, right? We the people. Yeah, my ass.
And it makes it so complicated. So I mean, I understand what Six was saying. Like, go to the store and then pick out the great stuff, the good stuff, which is barely any great or good stuff in the stores to pick from. So we're having to like get the bottom of the barrel whenever we get healthy stuff. Cause some of the healthy stuff isn't even healthy. I mean, spraying all the pesticide on it and wax and all kind of stuff. So we're not winning. regardless, even if we're trying to eat healthy.
Depending on where you live at, by the time you get whatever's left over from beef, from fruits, from vegetables, you are getting the bottom of the barrel. You're getting the worst of the worst. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's time to up your game up. Maybe it's time to eat a little less. Maybe it's time to get rid of the most, how could I say this, the most addicting substance on earth, which is sugar. Maybe it's time to actually be concerned and pour into your own fucking cup. You know what I'm saying? Stop waiting for somebody else to tell you what to do. Be autonomous. Stop waiting for somebody to grab your hand and tell you what to do. You know what to do. Stop playing ignorant.
You know, it's crazy in other countries, they ban a lot of these types of different types of stuff that they're putting in these foods.
Absolutely. Skittles, the red dye, the orange dye, the yellow dye, fucking Pop Tarts. Whoever's eating Pop Tarts, Hot Pocket, Ritz crackers, man, for crying out loud.
You know, they put like some kind of, I can't remember. I think it's like Outback, not Outback, but you know the for grass kill weed, unalive weeds. They put some of that stuff inside of some cereals. You
All
know, I have
types
to
of
watch.
shit.
Yeah, I have to watch some of this stuff because I got my kid, and I want to make sure that I'm not putting the wrong things in her system.
They're literally telling you in TikTok and other social medias to wash your fruit with fucking baking soda and some other shit, some vinegar, I think.
Yeah, I seen something like that. I don't know exactly what
That's
this is.
fucking crazy.
It should already be healthy. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Well, you gotta understand the body. See, keep in mind, your body is a big ass piece of meat. Number one, your body is a big ass piece of meat. Yeah, we love to put meat in our body. That helps I believe that helps the expiration of it because you got something in you that's steady rotten. Whether we know it or not, we really don't need food like we think we do. We just need the right things to keep you going.
That's facts.
Exactly.
That's facts. That whole breakfast, lunch, and dinner shit, that shit is a fucking myth.
All of that is designed to increase your chances of having to need the medic and get hospitalized. But if you discipline, that's why I tell people, it wasn't no conspiracy to take out Dr. Sebi. He ain't the only one in this world who know the secret to good living. Everybody, this is one thing is for sure, a secret is something don't nobody know. So how is a secret and we all know? Ain't no secret.
It ain't
This
even
shit is
about
out
knowing
there.
it. It ain't even about knowing it anymore. It's about what you're gonna do with the information.
That's what I'm
Application, exactly. Application.
There it
That,
is. See,
that
I
that's
can
what
tell.
that's what I'm trying to tell people. Like, look, knowledge. My mother used to tell me that knowledge is power, and I had to tell my mother. I said, Mom, let me tell you something. Knowledge is only power if you have the intellect to use it. You understand?
Yep.
You are not an intellectual until you process knowledge, and that's action. The fuck is the point of knowing everything in the world and you don't do shit?
And if Americans got disciplined enough, well, that will shake the world.
They don't want
Because the world depends on our appetite for this stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We can actually with a disciplined change shut down industries and form new ones. That's crazy though.
Well, here's what happens is once you shut them down, they don't come back up because you are sustaining yourself. We don't need an industry. We know what to do. You know how to grow that one plant that fills you up for the month. Because if anybody know anything, hey, listen, I don't know how perfect y'all are, but maybe y'all angels and I'm just the devil here. But I've been in the county jail before. And if anything would teach you how to train yourself not to eat, sit in that motherfucking county jail the first 2 days. You don't want to eat shit. You don't want to eat nothing. You don't even have an appetite until you fully processed in that bitch. It might take you a week to get your appetite back going when you go to the county. Once you get settled in and you figure out what's gonna go down, then you feel good enough to eat.
So for those that are having trouble finding a way to diet, the county is the way to go, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I don't have no trouble
Up,
with
get
that one.
locked up.
I'm just saying, it can be
I'm with
done.
yo
It
6'4",
can be
6'4",
done. There is examples.
6'4", 6'4". I'm with you. I lost my appetite for quite some time, so I'm with you. We good.
Hey, look, you lose your appetite, man, I'm telling you, you'll be like, what the hell? So I can't go 3 days without eating.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny, man? They teach us from young. Here's the four food groups. Yeah, right. Okay. What about breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Okay. Do they tell you that breakfast is just another way of breaking your fast? I don't eat breakfast or lunch. I don't recommend this to people that have diabetic tendencies. I don't eat breakfast or lunch. I eat once at night. I eat heavy. I try to eat before 10. I work out every day. I process my food. I don't let the food that I eat be processed. You know what I'm saying? It's not the hardest, it's not the easiest thing to do, ladies and gentlemen, but you got to start taking care of yourselves, man. Please, man. Please. You know what I'm saying? Like do something, man.
Health is wealth.
Well, what I do is, Armani, I tell them like I did my sons. And I ain't the most perfect father in the world, but I'm an imaginative ass father. I'm imaginative. I'm a kid at heart. So, because I do music and I used to travel, I looked at different cultures and why they eat the things they eat. And it coincides to the way the body is designed. So you have the Orientals who eat soup and they eat noodles. Well, that may be because that's what your intestines look like, a big ass noodle. It's easier to get through to your body. Your stomach is not a bowl. Your stomach is a rope.
Yep. Hey, listen, man. It's better to understand that it's not about it's not just about you are what you eat. It's more about you are what you consume. Your energy, your spirituality, you got to get your shit straight. Your intellect, your vocabulary, your money, your mind, your body, your soul. You got to start paying attention to all these things. Otherwise, you're gonna be left behind, and you're gonna have a shitty life, man. Straight up.
Alignment, total alignment. Yeah, you got to be
Yeah,
in alignment.
please be in tune with yourself. Stop blaming the world. Stop taking the victimization route. We all been through some shit, but there has to come a point in your life where you grab the bull by the horns and say, "Fuck this! I got to get my shit together." You know what I'm saying?
And if you don't believe me, I'm gonna tell you something. Most people say, man, I gotta eat food so I can get me some energy and get going. How come Olympic runners can run that fast and don't eat 5 days prior? Where they get all that energy from?
Yeah. This
So it can be done.
this shit is a myth, man. This shit is a myth. Oh, I can't start my day without eating. Oh, okay. If I eat breakfast, I'm going back to sleep.
Man, there's a lot of brothers that
Well,
are in
that's
shape right
why
now,
I
and they
don't
ain't eating
mind
nothing.
drinking a smoothie. I mean, you could drink a smoothie or drink a coconut water or some shit like that. You
Oh
know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But
It's all good. Good.
yeah. But what you don't want to do is put your body in that much work so early in the day. And that's all you're doing because your body spends the rest of the day digesting everything that you put on that morning instead of giving you the proper energy and nutrients you need to go throughout the day. You really on some borrowed time with that
Yeah.
because your body ain't it's not working properly. Basically, it
It's
has to
not.
work properly,
How could,
and
but
when
how
it's
could it?
working
Six
properly,
four, how could it? How could it? Bacon, sausage, eggs,
you overworking it.
pancakes,
You overworking it.
you
You
know what I'm saying?
overworking
Like
it.
syrup, butter, toast, hash browns. You bugging out, man.
Yeah. And like me, shakes and pies.
That's it.
Yeah, I had a Dairy Queen Blizzard. I've been on my Blizzard kick, and frappes. I gotta stop it. I gotta
Well,
stop it before
you
movies
might
start.
fuck up there, but I bet you do good in other areas.
Oh yeah, but that's the only thing. Cause man, listen, I swear, butter pecan ice cream and chocolate cake is gonna be the death of me.
It's kryptonite. Kryptonite.
Man, I swear it is. I
I'm a
swear
cake man myself, man.
if they want to poison me, that's the way to get me. Y'all hear about it. He was hanging with Jay-Z and them. He eat some butter
Ah,
pecan ice cream.
Hey,
Yup. Oh, they got him.
they hit
They
him with the
got him.
half
He
gallon.
said
They hit
it.
him with the
He
half
said
gallon.
it. No, I would actually, for the record, I would never hang with them. But if anything happens, butter pecan ice cream, it's gonna be that. I love butter pecan ice cream.
hey, let me say something real quick. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah.
hit it, Tilly.
I didn't even know this thing was working, but have y'all heard that everything is poison right now? Because some people literally believe that everything is even the I mean, everybody just believes something different is what I'm coming to realize. So, like a bunch of the dudes, they're man, even out here in Hawaii, people live off grids, so they don't even eat regular food. Period. Already, and people keep thinking something's coming where they gotta
Bill
stock
Gates
up.
buying up all the land.
Tilly, man,
There's all kinds of weird stuff happening out here, huh?
everything is dirty. Everything is compromised. Everything is touched. Everything.
Yeah, they trying to
Unless
take
you
the
grow it
Hawaiians' land.
yourself. That's why they're trying to keep people from doing the right thing. If you smart, you get yourself a little bit of land, you fertilize that shit and clean it and eat your own food, man, and
That's the
filter your
smartest
own
way to
water.
do it. Yep. Yep.
That's the best way to do it, man.
Man, I have
Every
papayas growing and everything out here, but then the pigs took them out. I rent, so I mean, I got like this big garage, but I mean, I don't own yet. It's hard to own out here, y'all. It's just, hey,
yeah
70,000. You got to make more than 70,000 to be above poverty or something like that. I think it's less in the mainland.
yeah 70 is a
Um,
good number. You ain't
cause the
going nowhere with
houses,
70 either.
we just lost food stamps, which I'm surprised my wife was even cool with getting it, but she knew we needed it because we were in ministry. I met her through Teen Challenge, and then in California, San Diego, LA, and then we came out here. So she worked for the women's home, and then I worked for Teen Challenge, and then I started a lawn care business. But I actually worked with the kids at the church, so she got hired at the church too. So man, we met in like a Christian rehab, but I went there to kind of get away from back in the Midwest from stuff when I was 22. Well, long story short, yeah, now we out here in Hawaii since 2013.
Where you at, Tilly?
I'm on the Big Island of Hawaii.
You in Hawaii?
Yeah, I'm in Hawaii.
Holy
So
shit.
Maui just got hit. Y'all heard about that? I mean,
Yeah, what, the
figure everybody
fires?
did.
It's crazy.
Yeah, because there's a lot of bros that Man, I was actually when it happened. I mean, I was crying. Because we know people like the aloha and the spirit out here is just. I mean, they're still angry, and there's a big ice problem out here, and they say it's just as bad as any other city or state. But man, bro, 100 kids, because it just felt weird. It just felt like they got took and they didn't get burnt up. I don't know. The whole situation was just weird. So since then, we kind of been on guard. Back on the mainland, bros are already on guard. They're talking about storming the White House and stuff. I don't know. Everybody's talking about something different. So that's why I'm saying some
Right.
some some people are not even buying from the store right now. I don't know how they're doing that, but
Tilly, it's all fucked up wherever you at. Wherever you at, it's all fucked up.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not too.
Right here, they call
okay.
it they call it sustainable meat. They got something in the store called sustainable meat.
I seen that. You seen the fake broccoli? You seen the made broccoli or the artificial broccoli?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
look,
I don't eat none of that. I don't eat none of that.
man, that's
They
why
make they make they
I
making
tried to.
synthetic lettuce. They're making synthetic lettuce and broccoli and cabbage.
It's genetically modified.
Yeah,
man, I'm gonna
man. I
tell you
seen it.
something
I
right
seen it.
now,
I seen it with my own fucking eyes, yo.
GMOs. Genetically
dude. That's
modified.
why it is a blessing to be where we at, Kev. Because if we need to, I'm gonna tell you all that fresh shit y'all looking for. I'm gonna give y'all some heads up. You want fresh food that ain't gonna be genetically modified? Come here. Come to my city. I'll take you to Hamtramck.
Where
Nah,
you
you
at,
gotta come out
6'0"?
here, the Big Island. You gotta get land. Anything grows out here. You can grow
No,
anything
hold
out
on.
here.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me good. Here in our city called Hamtramck, we can get goods from Iraq. They got a grocery store that
Oh,
ships direct to Iraq.
oh,
Because
that's what's
why?
up.
those
because the
citizens
Muslims
that's
own the
in
gas station.
Hamtramck still
Oh,
buys from the country over there. They get that shit
Mm.
shipped here to Hamtramck, Michigan. They have a store right now. It's 3 in the morning here. I
What
can
about
take you to a
Dearborn?
grocery store. Dearborn too. Look, I can take you to a grocery
oh, I
store
know what you're
that's
talking about.
off the chain. I'm talking about right now at 3 in the morning.
Right
It's
by Niles,
banging.
Michigan. Niles, Michigan. You mean?
Well,
Right there.
Hamtramck. I'm in Hamtramck.
Oh, I thought you said Michigan. My bad.
Yeah,
It's in
Hamtramck,
Michigan.
Michigan.
Oh, it is Michigan. Okay.
Yeah,
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 but
no,
I'm
you're
Dearborn in
right.
saying
Michigan, Detroit,
these
Michigan.
these Chaldeans get their groceries. They only go to their grocery stores and they import that shit. So if I want real watermelon, I can go to Hamtramck and get a real watermelon. I ain't gotta go to the local store. I know it's real because they also have chicken farms in Hamtramck where they grow chickens.
And it's better.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh snap!
the legs and thighs are smaller, but you know, they ain't injected with that bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got their own. They got their own transportation companies there. That's why
Man, I
Mm-hmm.
got
they
like
go there.
40 chickens out here. I got pigs out here too.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean, we
another
got
thing.
pigs too. That's what keep
No,
arresting us. You know what
no,
I'm saying?
that's another thing. That's another thing too.
Cha-cha-cha-ching.
Bars.
Bada
Listen,
bing.
It's actually true
don't
though.
ever
But
buy a 15-pound chicken. Don't ever buy a 15-pound chicken.
I got
That
two
ain't no
friends that
real
got killed on
chicken.
Facebook. They got killed on Facebook with the
Unalive,
police
unalive, say
defending these
unalive,
Yeah,
children.
Jose.
unalive, bro.
Yes,
Oh my
yes.
bad.
Dude, and
Do not eat a 15-pound chicken.
we got a spot where you can go pick, you can go choose the chicken you want, and they'll unalive it right then there, cut it up, defeather it, and cut it up. They'll fry it for you there, or they'll bake it for you there, and they'll give you some rice, some yellow rice, some of their rice with it. That's the advantage of having the Arabs and the Chaldeans, the Bangladeshians and the Yemenis. Because wherever they go, they got to bring their shit. So they can't have this American bullshit. So that's what, yeah, no,
You
real
got a
shit.
point right there. Oh my god,
Real
for
shit.
real.
That's why when
Yeah.
I go out to eat, I eat Mediterranean. I eat in Hamtramck. Real shit. I don't eat in my city. I eat in
I,
Hamtramck.
right. I was gonna say
Because
this.
I know that they got, if I want a real juice, they going to get a carrot and they going to put it in the machine and they going to juice that motherfucker for me. Right in your face.
Facts, you get to watch them. But I was gonna say this. I agree with Telly as far as like the buying up the farmland. I was talking about Bill Gates. I feel like fresh fruits and vegetables is going to be the next new currency because we're going to be looking for it, and whoever is growing it can make a lot of money off of it.
A
That's a good
killing.
point. Yep. I was going to say that word, but
That and water. We keep selling our water to China.
Yeah,
Well,
because the
here's the thing
corporations
about
bought
water.
all the
You ain't going to
farmland.
need water. You ain't going to need water too much longer because your body is 80% water. What you need to do is stop eating the shit that decreases your water.
I got a question. So, y'all ever pay attention to the map, like, especially when they be showing, like, the weather and all that stuff? Like, it be the little tiny little areas that be looking like it got land or something on it. Do people live there? It'd be like little, like, I gotta show y'all how the map is. It's like
Probably
little
do.
slits of, like,
They're uninhabitable,
I believe there's
and
more
and
islands.
and some people use those as secret islands to take little kids. How about that?
come on,
Yeah,
man.
for real.
Epstein.
No, for
you
real.
talking
That's
about
really
Yeah, real
happening.
shit.
It's
Epstein.
That's
I'm not
wild. Yeah,
playing.
but it seemed like somebody could live there
I'm
because
not
it's like it's look
bullshitting.
like it could be big enough for like maybe a couple cities or something that could live right there or something. But they just so deep into the water by their own selves. You know what I'm saying? It's just
How you
weird. No
gonna
wonder
get
people
there?
live there.
Yeah, the map
How you
ain't
Man,
gonna?
you
even
can get
real,
there. They got
pretty
hovercrafts.
much.
That's what hovercrafts for. Y'all, you remember hovercrafts?
Because
You know,
Africa
those
is
things
bigger
are
than what
real.
y'all think. So the map ain't
Some
really
some
real.
some of those
Right.
islands are uninhabitable, and not every island on Earth shows up in every map.
Yeah.
right.
How about that?
Yeah.
But you got people like Mr. Beast buying islands.
Man, hey, she just bought up all the beach land. Man, where I live, it's just a rock. That's why everybody's so mad is because they don't even have a beach left. The lava took out all their nice beaches. We just had 2018. The volcano took out everybody's home. Everybody left the island. Everybody got divorced, falling apart, and then
That's
rose
crazy.
back up, and then they got hit over here, and so it's like people think that they actually set up. I'm sorry for talking so loud, but they think that they set up that lava too. They think that and I don't think that, but it's just people got to be
They think
paranoid because so
everybody
much
set up
oppression.
nature.
Yeah, I mean, like people are paranoid about situations and may exaggerate a little bit. It's because of all of your freaking oppression for so long. I mean, you know what I mean?
And I heard
So
about the conspiracy in Hawaii in that Maui situation. I heard
Y'all
about the
talking about
conspiracy.
Maui?
yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
I've heard
that
about
was
all the
messed
conspiracy
up.
theories now. I mean,
Well,
I went
Oprah
down the
got
trail
property out
recently.
there anyway.
The
Yeah,
new
that's
one is
messed
saying that
up.
Oprah is the cause of
I can show you some
what just
stuff that
happened.
would prove that that's what happened, but at the same time, my wife don't think so, and it's wrong to believe that because you're giving false information and then you're crazy. But
Well,
I never
hey,
would have went
chill,
down the
chill.
conspiracy theory path though. Go ahead.
Right. Me neither. But I do hear the common denominator. Why come they would assume that is because her property was only property. Well, part of the only property that didn't get hit.
Not just hers, there was some other billionaires'
Man,
property didn't get hit.
Yeah.
They
them truck
paid
Right.
drivers
for
over there.
special.
And
Yeah,
then she wants to
yeah.
buy. Then she wants to buy up the properties that were hit around her area.
Y'all know that they got it
Oh,
right
about a
now so that you can't even fly over it because military is over there.
All
Wow.
kinds of military stuff going
That
on and everything. So
yeah,
we
that's
don't
why
know
you
what's
can't
true
even
anymore.
see you can't see a sky view because military over there. You can't fly over there.
That shit is mad fishy.
Check this out. They have blown up a whole island, and all those people from that island are here now, and it's the Micronesians. You guys know Micronesians? You ever heard of that? It's a whole island.
Wow.
Whole
Bro,
island.
there's a lot of fucked up shit happening in this world.
And now now The Rock and Oprah is asking people to donate to Hawaii.
Yeah, I seen that video. I seen that clip.
We don't know what the truth is, so
Nope.
everybody's kind
Yo,
of divided over here.
both of those people open foundations and they pay themselves a salary, right? To do this
Oh,
charity
here,
shit.
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. This is nothing new. This is straight out of their playbook. Burn. If you won't get
This phone's cutting in and
The
out.
heck? Boy, he must be in the freeway or something.
Yeah, you got to be moving.
this, I knew this is nothing new. This is classic. This is classic for them. Hold up, wait.
Sound like you good
This
enough.
shit classic for them, man. Look, when they can't get something from you, what do? They destroy it.
They always find a way.
You don't want to tell the shakedown. Here comes the shakedown. In this case, the shakedown was a fire. And now the land is desolate. We got to replenish shit. We're going to have to let these people come in. Hawaii knew that. Listen, the powers that be over knew what can happen. They also knew the consequences if they held out too long. They held out too long. And they took the other hand. And this is the end result of it, which is fucked up. Because people starting it, that ain't nothing that now. It ain't like a volcano.
Nah, it was weird.
Long as they have volcanoes over there, they ain't never had no fire. Right,
No, we
right.
do have
Like,
volcanoes. Yeah.
look, we've been sitting on a volcano for 1,000 years. We've been sitting there, we ain't never had a fire. Ain't never had one. Now all of a sudden, one that burns every goddamn thing down there.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Yeah, 6-4, you're right about that. Like when you talking about destroying them because they got money. And I like to use that now. Well, I like to say because if somebody is a mechanic, they can easily fix the car. But if you don't know how to fix the car, you're gonna treat that car right. You gonna treat the car any kind of way if you know how to fix it. But if you don't, guess what? You ain't trying to
Yeah,
go.
you got to be on your P's and Q's.
Yep.
That's true.
But what I find funny is that between Oprah and The Rock, they probably could afford to fix the fucking problem over there. They're asking people who fucking broke to
That's what I
donate.
was
So
talking.
it's
That's
kind of
what
like,
I'm
what the
talking about.
fuck is going on in this world, man?
Exactly.
Hey, I think what we
Exactly.
should do, we should turn that right back around. Be like, hey, we need Bill Gates and we need Elon Musk to go help out Maui. and see how that acts.
Yeah, these
We
people
should just
going to
do that.
space, but they're
Let's
not
flip the
fixing the
script.
problems here on Earth. What the fuck, bro?
Let's flip the script.
That is funny.
For real, because if they can ask us for the
Yeah,
money,
space it ain't fixing
everybody
Earth.
should start a trend. Be like, hey, we need Oprah and we need The Rock to go help out Maui, and
Look,
watch
let me
how
tell
that
you
goes.
something. Let me tell you something. Between Bill Gates,
Jeff
Jeff
Bezos.
Bezos, Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, and a couple of other people, they could fucking solve every fucking problem there is in this fucking Earth. I swear to God.
Go to bed.
Yeah.
I swear to God. You take the 5 to the 10 richest people on Earth, they could fix every single problem on Earth.
Hey,
Yeah,
they
and
already
that's the problem.
did a study. They said if you tax them only 6% of their wealth, you get property overnight. Well, nobody be living in poverty. You can
That,
have that
that
overnight. If you just tax them only 6%, that's it.
bro,
And
that's
you got
the
Mark.
greediest and most selfish stat I ever heard in my fucking
Yeah.
life. How
I
about
mean, you
that?
got Mark Zuckerberg, you got Warren Buffett, you got so many names out there that could help with that,
Bro,
but they want to
bro,
cut. They want to
that's
cut
like
corners.
100 billionaires right now.
That's why it's enraging
Yeah.
because people are
Dang,
suffering and
100
dying.
billionaires. Oh my.
The kids are getting snatched up, and it's really happening. And then the people that say that, they're told they're crazy. And then
Yep.
like if you really like, it just goes deeper and deeper. Like I just know so many people from my travels going to LA.
What's crazy is a lot of people from California. Well, I'll just say this: a lot of the entertainers and politicians are moving out there to Maui. On that,
Hey,
they're
I'm gonna
trying to
tell
get on
y'all
that
why.
property.
Of
The
course,
Rock
because
owns that. The Rock is the
it's
owner.
cheap now.
Listen,
Because now it's cheap.
listen. The Rock is the owner. Y'all didn't know that the Rock family is one of the owners of the island. His father's father, it was the king of that island.
I knew
He
he was
is
Samoan.
historically heir to that island.
Yeah, I knew he's Samoan. I didn't know they owned it though. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's an
That's
heir
that's
to that
that's
island.
that's all our South Pacifics. You know, they have their own
Yeah,
race. You know what I'm saying? If you from
yeah,
Hawaii
that's his
or from
shit.
South Pacific, then you have your own race.
Yeah, the Rock is a descendant of a real king who used to be the king of that area eons ago. He is a royalty in that area, and he and his family has a vested interest in that area called Hawaii.
Absolutely.
Those islands. Yup.
Here's another
Yup.
fun fact: the richest person in the world, right? Which is never you never hear about this guy because he's not on the Fortune 500 or the Forbes list or top 10. The richest person in the world that lives in the Middle East can solve the entire Earth's problems by himself.
That's facts.
He can
We
solve the
want to talk about long
financial
money. You want to
problems.
talk about they could contribute to a lot of the problems, but yes, the financial problems will definitely be gone. They could take care of homelessness. They could take care of. I mean, obviously, if you use the money the right way, you understand. You could take care of hunger. You could take care of poverty. I mean, there's just so many things that you could take care of, man.
But let me ask you something though, man. What's a storybook without a villain? See, now you talk about taking the villain out. Now that's a boring ass book. It has to be poverty for shit to work the way. If all of us got it,
But
then
why
we
so many
we would
villains?
go crazy.
But why so
We would
many
go
But
villains,
hey,
though?
crazy.
six
It
four,
has to be a balance. It
But why
has to
so many?
listen.
But why
It
so
gotta
many
be a
let me ask
villains?
you
balance.
this,
I
six
hate to
four.
sound like, hey, look, I hate to sound like the penguin at the Gotham table with the villains, but there gotta be a balance, fellas. There has to be a balance. We need some broke people. We need some rich people. We need some people to
Hey,
buy the shit the rich people are making. We can't have everybody can't be rich.
Oh
Everybody can't be
shit.
rich. No.
hey, 6'4". Let me ask you this. I want to flip it back on you. Is
Yeah.
a villain really a villain? Because
Oh
if
no,
you look
I
at
don't see
villains,
him as it.
that villain, we can see his vision too also. Because Killmonger, we could have went on that side too as well. He
Well,
was originally a villain.
I say the same thing about Magneto.
And Thanos, he really had a
And
purpose.
Thanos, right. Man, listen, no matter how many times I watch that, I still pull for him, knowing he gonna lose at the end. I still be hoping it's gonna be a different turnout,
So
knowing he gonna lose the goddamn movie.
so what's the water villain out of it?
I know that's why I was asking 6'4", because he mentioned the villain part, but then when you look at all these movies, is the villain really the villain?
That's what I'm saying. Villains have
I would
gotten
say,
Well,
yeah,
the
yeah,
together.
because
villain,
evil.
the villain,
It used to
I
be
say they
villains
are.
against villains, right?
we would be
It's not villains against villains anymore.
well. See, let's change it from villains to pawns. See, this is what happened to the Haitians. See, that's why y'all got to happen with the Haitian Revolution. That's what happened to the Haitians.
Boy, you gotta find you a good
Once
spot,
they
six
got,
four.
once they got to where they were. Oh, it
It
went
just
out.
glitching.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all know who
Okay. Now
Mansa
that
Musa is, but they said that he was a villain. That man wasn't no villain. He was trying to have his own currency, and they didn't want him to have it.
who
Yeah,
that?
exactly. Gaddafi?
Mansa
You
Musa.
talking about Gaddafi?
No, Mansa Musa.
Massa
No,
Musa.
Mansa
All
Musa
right.
was Gospel with somebody else.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I know. I know. Massa Musa.
But no, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say this, and I guess I'll leave after I say this. But no, a villain is a villain. A villain is a villain. I mean, because you got to think about it. There's evil in this world, then there's good in this world. So a villain is a villain. And I was going to make a comment on the live. I mean, X. I guess it's coming from six. Hey, six. You know, for a second, bro. Just real quick. I'll make it real fast. But yeah, I was gonna make a comment earlier because they was like, oh, why do black people get so upset, and what do they think will help to fix racism and yada yada yada. And I wanted to give them an example. I wanted to say to them, because they're like, everybody has the means to become wealthy and this, that, and the third. I'm like, yeah, this is true. This is true. But the thing is, the question was, how do you fix it? How do you rectify it? Think about it like this. If I came up to you, stole your car, and told you, hey, you gotta buy your own, you gotta buy your, a new car, you know what I'm saying? That wouldn't be me fixing it. That'd be me being a villain. But in order to fix it, I would have to say, hey, I took your car. I apologize. Let me give it back to you. That's how you fix it. And that's what I wanted to tell them about, fixing racism. But as far as that, my point is, there's villains. Villains are villains. If I stole from you, I'm technically a villain. If I stole your house, gave it to my kids, your kids can't get it. That's how the fabric of America has worked out. That's me being a villain.
I understand that, but it's not the villain that what they telling us. I understand your
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not the
yeah.
villain that what they telling us,
Exactly.
Right,
Exactly.
because they
right,
That's
already
not the
know.
same villain. Yeah.
Yeah,
right. So let me tell y'all about the Haitian Revolution. They never talk about this part about the Haitian Revolution. Okay, we all know that Haiti was the first people to break slavery and get rid of their captors. Cool, we know that. That's fine. But something happened in that. Once they got rid of their captors, they did the same thing that my man just said about empowering everybody. Everybody was empowered. And they failed because nobody wanted to work for nobody. Niggas couldn't nobody tell each other shit. And they failed because they forgot the reason why the island was prosperous, because y'all was working them sugarcane fields selling that sugarcane. But now since nobody want to work the fields because can't nobody tell nobody nothing, because everybody is empowered now, we all free, and can't nobody tell nobody nothing, who gonna work the fields? So now in that division came them same captors coming back.
right.
Well, if you guys need supervisors, I mean, I'll hang around. If you guys need someone to run it, I'll stick around. I mean, I understand you guys are free now. You guys are free now. You did it. But if I come back, I need to be the supervisor. You see why it has to be a balance? If they would have said, if those Haitians would have agreed that some of us just got to go out there and be the workers, things for all people of color to this day would look different. Because they was the first black republic, the first true free people of color. And they fumbled because they couldn't tell each other shit. Everybody was empowered.
Yeah, it's like a pendulum, because the thing is, it swings all the way to the left and all the way to the right, but it has to find the center though. It
But
Yeah,
has
the
to.
center would have been some of them being sensible enough to say, wait a minute, okay, even though we free and we all good, I'ma be one. Listen, man, I'll work it from 8 to 5. Fuck it. I work it from 8 to 5. Kev, can you do 6 to 3? Serenity, can you do 5 to 1? We got to do it, y'all. If we don't want them to come back, we need to get this thing running, or we gonna have to bring one of them back. And then we got to sell it to the same people they were selling it to. So that's another problem we gonna face. Our captors, buyers heard that we the new buyers, and the way we became the new buyers was we slit their homeboys' throats. You think they gonna be eager to buy our sugar cane? You think they gonna be eager to empower us? Or what if they come over here and do it to us? Well, I'm not selling them nothing. That's the part they don't talk about.
Everybody has an agenda.
That's facts. But that thing about racism is it's got to be unity, though. But that's got to be between us. Because one thing that we are doing is having these gender wars right now, which we really do need each other.
Well, racism only exists because black folks don't do unto white folks what they do unto them, and that's the only way you're going to fix that. Yeah, the only way you're going to fix that, you do unto the others until they stop.
Hey, 6'4", ain't but a certain amount of people is ready for that. I've been looking.
No, they ain't what you, but that's what you're gonna have to do.
Hey,
listen, when I used to live down south, that's why they didn't treat me like they treated the other guys, because look, oh, he's from Detroit, he's known. They come from popping cracks in the butt. They known for it. They ain't scared to hit you. They ain't scared to lay hands on you. So they gonna treat you different. Yeah. But if they know that they can bully you, oh, they're gonna do it because it's just who they are. Some of them, not all, some. But racism is something you can't stop because racism don't exist. It exists in your head in this way. In this way it exists. It's a crutch that people leans on when they want to be extreme assholes to another. That's all that is. He wants to, you're in America. You get to be an asshole without going to jail. In some countries, you act like that, they lock you up. Here, you get to say what you want to say, do what you want to do, and we got a thing in America, it's legal until you get caught. The reason why black folks has been going throughout the decades is because they refuse to do unto others as others has been doing unto them. And until the day you pop that bully in his face, he gonna keep jumping on your back every time you come to the yard.
But we so quick to do it to each other, though.
Yep. Quick to do it to each other until we start doing. And I'm not talking about being violent. I'm talking about do unto others as they do unto you. Let me explain something to you about Caucasians. Caucasians are not as racist as the movies perceive them to be. If you go by the movies, they're the most terrible people in the world. But believe it or not, there's a large amount who think like we do. The problem is they are upset at the fact that when it comes to them, we're thinking movie. We're thinking Roots. We're thinking 12 Years a Slave. We think of civil rights movement. It's not always that. We are Americans. We all are Americans.
Hey, 6'4", you spot on that, because I got to be honest that a lot of my breaks, a lot of my come ups came from Caucasians and and other races. So that for me that's what it was. They just seen my potential and they backed me. You know what I'm saying? So that's factual.
Oh, tell the truth, shame the devil. Tell the truth, shame the devil. You know what I'm saying? Tell the truth, shame the devil. In my business, I have more people outside of my ethnic group pour more into me. But that don't make me marginalize or see the people in my ethnic group no less. You know what I'm saying? They still my brothers, they still my sisters. I understand the traumatization of what they think they're going through. I understand it just a bit better than they do, you know. So, but we are Americans and we are one, and a lot of them believe that. You just have to believe that and stop judging all of them by crooked cops who do something wrong to black people to those black dudes at a traffic stop. Just like a lot of them got to stop looking at us like the person they see on TV going through somebody's house. And we all get along and we all could fight this thing called racism. Get rid of that ideology that I could treat you like shit. And then when it's all said and done, it's just say, oh, it's because he's racist. No, he ain't racist, he's an asshole. Ain't got nothing to do with it. He's dumb and he don't need to be in nobody's society. And I was talking to a Nigerian sister, bless their heart, and she said that when they come over here, y'all, in immigration, they show them a video of us.
Yep, exactly. I heard about that too.
Yeah, and I said to her, I said, well, I can get that. And I know America is stupid. You ain't telling me nothing new. I said, well, here's the thing. After seeing that, why did you still want to live amongst us? If I seen that video, I would have got my ass back on the boat and went home. I said, so surely living amongst us, you should know that that video was false. So why are you treating people like it was real? And I went with this analogy. Hypothetically speaking, say if black people in America went by the briefing video they showed on y'all. And she was like, what briefing video they showed on us? I said, Tarzan. Seeing it for 5 years straight. Y'all been living in the jungle forever, and it took a white man to come in there and tell y'all how to speak.
And without a tan.
Right. I said, so what if every time we seen y'all, we be like, oh, booga booga, ooga ooga ooga. I said to the Mexicans, what if we believe the briefings they showed us on y'all? What briefings are those? Speedy Gonzalez cartoons. Arriba, arriba. What if every time we seen y'all, we say, andale, andale, arriba, arriba. What if we treated y'all like the briefings they showed us on y'all? Every time we see an African, we go up them, King Joffrey Toffee, where is Zamunda? Wouldn't that piss you off? What if every time we seen a Caucasian, we say, oh my God, you trying to take me to the South? Get him! Get him! He trying to take me to the South! Get him! What if we believe the briefings?
What was the video that they showed in immigration? I mean, when they come
I've
over.
never seen it, but everyone who went through immigration told me about that same fucking video.
Even Indians too, also, because I got an Indian friend that said that he seen the same thing, but then again, he was like, "Man, but when I met you, it was not like the video." I'm like, I know. They show everybody that come over here that video. That's why
But
everyone treats us like the same way. Like
that's
we
why
ain't nothing
that's
because
why
we
everybody's
showed them a
scared of
video.
everybody. Everybody's scared or weary or leery, or the first thing that you have is a bias towards people because that's what everybody wants you to believe, man. That's fucked up.
Yep.
That's fucked up, man, because I judge people based on their character. I got an interesting question, fellas. Obviously,
Absolutely.
I'm Hispanic, I'm light skinned, and if I pose this question and we ask everybody in the world, if we could all change and be all one color and look the same, what would we look like?
To be honest about it,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out.
it will be black because of the sun. You will have to have melanin in your skin because history had told us because the reason why Caucasians are the way that they are because they was in England too. Also, they was away from the sun, and the longer you're away from the sun, your skin would get lighter.
Hmm.
That's how white folks be turned. That's how Caucasians was created.
Right.
The Great Migration. Keep in mind, at one point in time, it was only people of color on the planet. Hell, the planet, science, medical, everything we could think of, all agree that humanity, the first man and woman, started in Africa.
Yep.
which is hot climate. Nothing can grow where it's cold. So humanity couldn't have started in cold ass Europe. You can't grow shit in the cold. Try it. Let me see it happen. So what happened was, just to paraphrase it, you have a group of black people. Just say everybody on this panel, all of us decided to take a trip to a place called, that's a land. You know, we just gonna go land. We going that way. We going where y'all going that way. We be back. And we get to where we going, and it's still hot. It's our land. Sun's still beaming. So we here, and we chilling. We decide to set up shop here. We're gonna build some huts. All these mountains over here, we'll find out something to do with them later, but we're gonna set up shop on these sands and all this shit and see what we can do up here. Something happened to the earth. The polar cap ended up moving to the east, and it froze that part of the land, creating the ice age. So all of us and our wives, we never experienced this kind of cold. So the first thing we do is take shelter till we figure out what to do. It's too cold to go back home because these are frigid temperatures. We're not used to this. However, something unique happens. Our skin began to adapt to the environment. So, because of the ice age, and the ice begins to, like we see it now, it begins to let off steam. Once it begins to melt, it blocks the sun. Now you have an entire peninsula that is frozen. So imagine the precipitation from that ice. When it rolls up, it blocks the sun. So now the sun is gone, we can come out. We find a way to deal with our new environment. We having babies. We still we doing our damn thing. We finding new ways to live. Generation after generation, the babies get lighter because we have no sun. It was more than one ice age. Actually, it's proof that there was 9 ice ages, all lasting over 1,000 years apiece. Now, some people one person at a lecture wanted to argue with me. Oh, how could it be cold for 1,000 years? I said, listen, man, I live in Detroit. And I couldn't imagine waking up for the next 5 years and it's only 2 degrees, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I couldn't imagine what the fuck that's like. So I don't care if it was 20 days, it was cold and they didn't have sun. But the study proves that the ice ages lasted longer than 1,000 years apiece. It wasn't no woolly mammoths and none of that shit in there. It was people. That's what they called the so-called dark ages. So now you got the advent of the albino, the pink African. You see black people go from one skin color to another skin color because their skin is adjusting to the environment. And then their hair begins to adjust to the environment. Due to the lack of sun, it then lays down. That's good for them because it protects their neck from the cold and their ears, side of their faces, adapting to their environment. Now you have the Caucasian. So this cold place will become what they call Europe. You were roped off because Germany over there, Germany, the root word germs, that's where the germs was at. So they called it Germany. When the Africans went to look for us, they found our kids. They found our children. They came back. And they said, oh no, we gotta fix this shit. Y'all come out them caves. We're gonna stay here for however long it take to get y'all together. That's why you hear about the Moors being in Spain for 15 centuries or whatever. Because they had to re-civilize those former Africans who, due to climate change, became Caucasian. And that's the truth.
And also to speak on that, you can even like if you just Google the oldest culture or the first culture, it will show you black people. The
Yeah, black
oldest.
people are the mother and father.
Google it.
Yeah, we the mother of black folks are the mother and fathers of civilization. Everyone else is just a mutation of us. However, we never look at it that way. But that's just what it is. Everyone else is another version of us.
And I
We're the
think that's
mother and
why
father of
I'm also
civilization.
forgiving culture too, also as well, because I had never seen any culture that's forgiving as us, meaning that we still get like shot down and stuff like that, but you still see us on TV saying I forgive you. You know how hard that is to do that. I never seen no other culture do that. I see culture go back at them, but we don't want to be like I forgive you. I forgive you. It's okay because we don't
Yep.
retaliate like that unless it's one of us. If somebody else do something, but like, all right, I forgive you. But let it be one of us. We so quick to do it. We got to stop doing that part too. Also,
Yeah. Well, the division is nauseating,
it is.
and for the life of me, the only I don't have a look into people's homes because see that division we see that come from somewhere. How you see me and how I see you, it come from somewhere. It comes from a place.
You think it's
How
slavery because you heard of the house and the
No, it
field?
ain't slavery. It ain't slavery. Because if anything, an experience like that would have more so united you versus divided you. And keep in mind, we have to be careful with that because the slaves wasn't black people.
Oh no, when you get down to it, I know what you're talking about. 6'4".
Yeah,
Trust me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
yeah. So, it goes, man. It goes back to parenting
True.
because my mother told me how to see my friends. You see what I'm saying? She told me how to view them. Take care of your friend. That's your friend now. Y'all look out for each other.
Yep.
Mama, me and Jerome about to go out and play basketball. All right now. Y'all look out for each other. Watch each other. Have each other's back now.
Yep.
That was the instruction. You and your mama going over her girlfriend house and her kids there and you ain't never met them. They just put y'all together and said, get along. Don't make me come down these damn stairs. But if you have a parent teaching their children, fuck everybody.
Mm.
If it ain't me, don't listen to them. Giving them bold instructions on how to properly defend themselves, on how to properly assess what should make them defensive and what not. All that is in that dynamic as to why we quicker to jump at each other. Because whoever trained was brought us up to jump at each other. Because they jumps at each other. They're that type of person. What is your version of somebody punking you? I remember one time when I was in high school, this guy we was about to get into it, and he got the best of me, and I knew I can get him though. I went and got my cousin, and I was like, "Cuz, I just need you to come to make sure his boys don't jump in, but I'm gonna piece him up." And cuz, like, you trying to get your lick back, huh? And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Man, listen. Sometimes you gotta know when to walk away. You gotta know when to assess when that ain't nothing, man. That
Yep.
ain't
Learning
nothing."
how to take that L.
He said, "That ain't nothing." He said, "We not about to go start a war because you trying to get a lick back."
Yep.
He's like, "It ain't like he pulverized you. It ain't like he beat you the fuck down." You trying to go get, you want us to go up to the school, rip him out the class because you trying to get your lick back. Nah, we ain't gonna do it like that. You take that one to the chin. Just know you ain't gonna lose them all. Now,
That
if
was
he was,
on. I don't know. You seen Snowfall?
I ain't never seen Snowfall.
Oh man, because it was the scene on that because Snowfall was about Freeway Ricky Ross, but it was a scene in there because he was going against one of his buddies didn't like another group, but what he was trying to do is put both of the groups together, but he ain't like how the person was talking. So he pulled them to the side. He was like, "So you gonna kill this man because you talking about how you don't like how another person talk? Nah, we ain't gonna do that. We can make more money this way. But you want to mess everything up because you talking about how another man talk."
Wow. See, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It depends on who raised you and how to channel your emotions and what they taught you about receiving what happened to you. And my cousin taught me a valuable lesson. He was right. Okay, dude, you got it. You got me that day. And I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna keep it moving. But if you've been taught, oh no, like say now, if I would have told my mama, she would, oh, let me call your uncle, let me call your other uncle, let me call your other cousins from down the street. Oh, my mama would have went all out. If you being taught to go all out when somebody make you mad, this is why we go against each other so hard. Look what we being taught in our adolescent years on how to deal with our problems with people. If we not taught to walk away sometimes or understand what's happening and how to accept it, you're going to always go the ladder. It's a tragedy. A lot of them been taught if somebody mess with you, you take their head off. Don't let nobody punk you. Don't let nobody embarrass you. You better do something. You know what I'm saying? And then little man got that in his head. He don't want to look like a failure to his mama. Yeah, mama, I did what I had to do. You sure did. You sure did. He shouldn't have fucked with you. I don't know, Karen. Excuse me. Where you go?
nah, I hear
What
you.
your...
I'm working. Now you good?
Oh, no, I'm talking about Kev. Where Kev at?
Oh, yeah, I'm at
I
work
seen
right
him in the,
now.
I seen him in the comments.
6-4, you outside?
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm putting up the van, about to hop on my bike. Go down, get ready for this party at the marina today.
okay.
Clean the boat off from the last party. Make sure ain't nothing there that'll shock people. Like, ooh, what kind of rubber band is this? Oh, that ain't a rubber band, baby. That ain't, wait, give me that. Yeah, put that in the garbage. Oh, my bad. Oh, move, get out of there. Oh, shit, I love that boy. Like, my cuz got this dope ass yacht we be on, and way bigger than my shit. Way bigger than my shit. And we just be having fun down there, man. We just be having fun. We don't be hurting, we don't be harming nobody. We just be having fun.
Working at the gate doing overnight security.
Oh, security dope. I used to do security back in my day. I was at this little expensive ass high rise, and little dudes there used to talk shit coming through with their little biatchis, and they used to talk shit. And one motherfucker used to talk a lot of shit. But one day I was on the elevator doing my rounds, and he was on the elevator and shit, and was talking shit. So I got to talking shit back with him. I was like, well, being top flight security gives me a lot of privileges. I was like for instance, you know how y'all don't like girls popping up at y'all doorstep?
Yep.
Sometimes I might fall asleep and that little bitch might get through. She might have got through while I went to the bathroom. I don't know. Them dudes that was trying to get at you, I don't know. They might have got in while I was in the basement doing my round.
Man.
I don't know, homie. Hey, he stopped joking after that. I was like, yeah, so being top flight security got its advantages. I said, or I could be up so much throughout my shift, nobody get through this motherfucker who ain't supposed to be here. Got any more jokes about top flight security? Yeah, I get to let motherfuckers up in this bitch.
Yeah, one thing we got to be alert on, because I know y'all was talking about earlier, like on the live, we were talking about like kidnapping and trafficking too. Also, that's one of the things that we got to stay alert on, because that is true. That's going on, and it is people like certain
Oh
people
yeah.
that do work at hotels, that's in on it too. Also,
Oh
but that's
yeah.
crazy, man.
Yeah. That's big. That's big. That's been big for a long time.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what
yeah,
I'm saying? It's been big for a long time. So it's just now publicized. It wasn't publicized like it is now. You only heard about it through specials. They'll do a special on it or something like that. But now there's a bigger alarm for it. However, that's why the parents gotta stop being lazy and get hold of their kids. You gotta stop being lazy, set strict boundaries, have your ass be here at this time, because it's that time now. We can't do it like it was when I was growing up. Be outside all day, ain't nobody gonna fuck with you. You gotta get proactive to cut the risk of it. You ain't gonna stop it. You just want to impede the risk.
yep.
Why is they doing this? Why is it? Why? How are they doing it? Why are they so? Why are we that accessible to them and we just don't know it? Like you said, the person at the hotel. You thinking that's just the hotel counter clerk, not knowing she in on the gig. That's why she working at the hotel. She ain't working at the hotel for that check. She working at the hotel, or he working at the hotel to let trafficker know, yeah, they in room 144. They parents gone now.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they operate. I used to work in behavior rehabilitation, so I know that's how they operate. You don't know who in on the jig. And if any, and I tell people, if you want to know what I'm talking about, remember Casino? When he was talking about Ginger?
With Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And he was talking about Ginger, how she was able to do what she did because everybody was in on her gig. She had the valet in on it. She had the security in on her shit. She
yep,
had the everybody was. That's why she was who she was able to be, because everybody was in on it.
yep.
You think them guys there just to park cars?
Uh,
Come on, they ain't there just to park your car. You don't know what theft ring they may be working for undercover.
and then also, what's the best way to get into a job? A referral,
Yep.
who you know in there. That's the best way to get into a job. So it'd be like, hey, once you get this job and you do this, hey, put me on too. Also, all right.
There it is. You don't know where it's coming
Where
from.
the hell you going? Help!
Yep. Yep, Cole, you never know. You never know. That's why you got to be watchful. You got to be watchful. That's why I like the idea of having all that shit in the comforts of your own abode. Like, if you want to go swimming, get you a swimming pool. Put your pool in your backyard. You know what I'm saying? Have your amenities where you live. Like when before I got married, I had my apartment. I had a penthouse, and I didn't have no living room furniture. I had my living room looked like a game room. The big Pac-Man game, the Defender game, pool table in the middle of the floor. I just had bar stools around, but I did all that so it would cut me having to go somewhere else to get that environment, and I just invite my friends over, and we all have fun at my little so-called piece of a club in my apartment. But it's bad out here. You never know what's going on out here. Who is working for who? People stealing kidneys. Man, it's just so bad. Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah. What area you at, 6'4"?
Shit, I'm up in Michigan.
All right, I'm gonna have to follow you because see one thing about this app, man. Because what I want to start doing too, also, is like if I feel like people are cool stuff like that, and I'm traveling somewhere, be like, hey, I'm in your area, man. Just want to meet you. That's all.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna give you a follow, bro.
Yeah. We here. I'm a public figure, so it ain't hard to find me. It ain't hard to find me at all. They be like, oh yeah, I just seen that motherfucker. He was just over there in that truck over there. He was over there in that van over there. Yeah. That be that motherfucker on TV talking shit. Yeah, I seen that commercial. Tell that nigga I said kiss my ass when you sing. Yeah, kiss all of it. Yeah, my mama said it too. Because I used to be on TV here
Oh,
in my city. I was syndicated on WHPR TV 33. And it's funny because I'm doing the same thing that I was doing on TV, back in the 90s.
okay.
Same comment, same shit. You know what I'm saying? Same stuff. Man, it's just crazy. But I did that for a minute, man. That was fun though. But I ended up winning them over before I got off the air. I remember RJ, my man RJ Watkins, he called me in the office. He was like, Six, what we gonna do, man? What we gonna do? They talk about taking some money from me. I was like, damn, Jay, they is. I was like, I always said, if it ever fucked with the money, I would leave on my own accord. Tomorrow gonna be my last show. I can't fuck with the money. I ain't gonna fuck with the money. Because I ain't about to stop it neither. I'm not about to stop what I'm saying neither. But if the sponsor's talking about leaving you, I can't do that. I'm not about, I ain't about to do that. I just bow out. And it's been 5 years, man. And, we did the damn thing. We had fun. We educated. I brought a lot of lawyers on there. I had senators on the show. I had state reps, county execs. I educated people on the government process, voting, all of that shit. We was real community based. We got a lot of things accomplished. We got a lot of things done for our city using that show. And I just figured that was the day, that was the calling to bow out.
You ever thought about converting to doing a podcast?
Well, I do one now on my own station here, 910amtalk.com, and I haven't been on it as much as the people who pay me to stream on there.
Okay.
Because my rhetoric, like I have a guy who goes on every Tuesday 10 to 12, and he's been on our station for 6 years now. And he's what I call older Detroit. And he has sort of set a tone on my shit. You know what I'm saying? Because he's more consistent than I am, because I'm the owner. So I also own a transportation company. So I got a lot that I do, so I don't have the time that I did when I first built it. So for 6 years, he's been the most consistent. So the numbers that we have, 40,000 a week, 85% of those numbers is contributed to his show. So when I say he set the tone, so like if I go on right now, and people get the notifications and start coming to it, they're going to be expecting something similar to what he talks about.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would probably run them away with what I say if I go what I'm talking about on shit like this. It's like, hold on, no, what you talking about? That ain't what my man be talking about in the morning times. You know, I would have to follow his lead on my own shit. Ain't that something, right? But he paid for the time. He's been diligent. He's been consistent, and that's what consistency does. When you're consistent, you set the tone.
All right. Well, shit, man. I gave you a follow, man, because I got to go
Yeah,
to
I'm
my,
gonna give you
my
a
next
follow
post
back.
right now. But I'm going to hit you guys up later, man. I got your follow, though.
All right, D man. I'm going to drop down too and going to get this shit started. Kev, I get with you.